Good morning, traders! Who's ready to get started? Sound that alarm. It's a new week. I know it's Tuesday, but it still feels like Monday to me. Let's get it started with some trading action.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher. Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part? It's beatable.
All right, traders. Yes, the market is beatable, but only if you go ahead and work towards the process to improve as a trader, build that system, test it on out, and of course, learn execution of that system, because without that, there isn't going to be that money that we're all looking for. And like always, that's really what this show is all about. I'm going to go ahead and bring on my man, Zunaid. You guys might know him as the Hoodie Trader, the Hulk Zaid, whatever you want to call him today.
What is up, man? How's it going?
Ready to get after it. Like always, we got a lot of people joining us. So shout out out there, Marshall, Nicole, Jessica, Saeed, Sabrina, Jessica, Shannon. It just keeps going. You guys, Keith, it's good to have everybody here. We got over 400 people joining. Smash up the like. Let's get those likes on right up the start here. Who's ready to get into some trading action? The Hoodie Trader. Yeah, you know it, Jessica. Zunaid is going to be ready to go. We're going to go ahead and share up our screens here, show you guys what we're seeing on out there, and get some trading action going. But like always, guys, smash up that like. Let's get this flowing here. Let's see what we got on out there. If you guys can do me the favor and just drown me a little bit today in these likes. Yes, I got the graphics back. I'm ready to get after the market. Let's go. Let's go. Zunaid, what do you got for me today?
I love it. The first thing I'm going to try to take a look at this morning is going to be Facebook. Let's go ahead and kind of zoom out here on the daily. If we go ahead and you see a nice little, move that one a little bit too far there. You see a nice little wedge there, looking to see if it can go ahead and bounce from this little area right here or not. It's going to be about the 160, about the 159.58 area. And of course, you can see kind of like a consolidation for the past couple of days. See if we get a little bit of a break to the upside. Would not be surprised if we go ahead and try to test the 172 and then possibly even where that EMA is. But of course, with the gap up, could be a little difficult. So we'll see. So let's go ahead and zoom it out. You can see I drew these last night. You can see it's already kind of popped up above it. So we'll see if the 165 holds. If not, we can maybe try to go short a little bit, but honestly, I'm going to leave it alone until it gets about maybe the 160. And that's where I'll go ahead and try to play a bounce on that. Tesla, the 650 is going to be key for me here. Obviously about 20 bucks above that. But if it wants to come on down and test the 650 area, I'd be interested in trying to get some scalp longs on that side there. And then if we want to go ahead and take a look at, what was it? I was waiting for it to get to 100, but it never did. That's going to be Amazon. This one's a little annoying to me because I've been trying to wait for it to get to 100. I'm actually going to go ahead and set an alert here. Waiting for it to get to 100, but it just does it. Keeps bouncing off of the 102. Obviously, peaked a little bit below, but then it came right back up. Currently, obviously, trading at 108, so it's long, long ways away. But you can see from here, right about right there. You can see that it's kind of had support. Then when it broke up, now it's hitting resistance. So 109.37 would be an area to kind of go short. Stop loss would be about 70 cents above, which would be about 110. So that's something to keep an eye on Amazon. Let's go ahead and head on down to Apple. Apple, about the 129 is going to be key if we go ahead and get a break of that. Obviously, the support before then is going to be this area right here on the 131.42. But if we crack that, would not be surprised if we want to test the 130s and then the 129s as well. Let's take a look at AMD here. Already got a couple of drawings. AMD's bouncing a little bit. Let me see if I find any levels that I'm interested in. Looks like $80. Beautiful bounce on the 80. Peaked below it a little bit by about 50 cents. So I would have been stopped at if I played that one, but I do like the support on AMD around the $80 area. You can see 86 held as support. Then when it cracked, now it could possibly end up being resistance for us there. but it's got to get above the 84.50 area if it wants to go and try and test that 86 break. Let's go ahead and check out the SPY here itself. SPY kind of in the middle for me, nothing too crazy, no real levels that I personally like besides obviously the 380s, and below that you have about 358. I am waiting personally to have it test the 350.04. Let me go ahead and pull up the daily here. I know I drew these for a reason, and those reasons have to do with these areas right here. I'm waiting for it to possibly go ahead and test a 350 so I can load up similar to what we did when it got to 400. And when the Qs, let's go ahead and check those out when they got to 300. So similar strategy, just, we're a little long ways away from 350 on the SPY. On the Qs, looks like around maybe 284 break of high we can go going. But of course, low of previous sessions, about 270 break of that, we could go lower. Qs, though, I don't really have a good read on it. Kind of in the middle of where I'd want to go long and short. And that's kind of pretty much it. Taking a look at my other notes here. Ford, been waiting for this to get to $10. It's way far out. It's not going to get there. And of course, if any options come through, I'd be interested in that. And then that's how we're going to play it.
All right, I'll jump on in here now. Sorry, just pushed myself in the back there. Looks like the dogs are barking. When the dogs go barking, the dogs are out there. And when the dogs go barking, I'm going to look for some dogs in the market. So for me right now, ExxonMobil has been on a great pullback here. Let's take a look at the sectors, right? Sometimes I feel like we focus too much on singular stocks versus focusing on an area. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So with that being said, definitely happy Father's Day to Zunaid's son. Hope he had a good weekend with his son and spent some time with him.
Still waiting for
probably
my gift.
knowing Zunaid, he was still probably doing some esports conversations, and he said, "Son, you got to watch me." And that's all you're gonna do right now. But hey, we'll keep it going. If you guys haven't caught at least some kind of conversation with my man Zunaid in esports, check him out in that world, as he's not only in the financial world. But let's keep going. Let's talk about ExxonMobil here, pulling on back here. So it's made a nice pullback. Now we're starting to find some balancing around the 88 and the 86. Where do we got to get above today? So I'm going to be looking for a push towards 90. That's really what's going to get me excited, because then we could see kind of a reversal. If you take a look here at energy, and this is what I really want to point out, and we can use an hourly chart to kind of describe it. You can see here how you've been really coming on down here, and you came back now towards a further support. If you take a look here on the daily, you can see here how you have some support sideways here where we kind of pushed off of these levels in May 12th, and then we got that nice rise. Let's look if we can get back above there on the sectors. So we're going to need some push today to actually get back up there. I'll be looking for these stocks to catch a bounce. Also, basic materials have been really beaten down lately. We're going to look to see if some of these basic materials can come back. Of course, Lennar putting in a good earnings report. So that could help stocks like in the basic materials, like building materials. That's why you're seeing them up right now. Steel up right now. So these could actually help the outlook on these. I'm going to be keeping on watch of these to see what happens. Of course, utilities, energy, and basic materials have been really beaten down lately. But what we saw a little bit of a bounce back in technology. I do think that the market is finally getting to a point where we could have that bear market rally, right? And why do I think that? Is because I've been pointing it out, and I pointed it out on pre-market prep today. Normally you don't get technical on pre-market prep, but we've been waiting to see this 23 line hit on the RSI. Why? Because I talk about it all the time. I'm looking for extreme moments of RSI. Now we're starting to see these extreme moments, like when we got down here towards 14. And then what happened? If you can see here on the green candle right here, boom, we got that nice ride on up. And if you look here in the last time when we were getting this bottoming action, boom, it started coming back up. Then when we were in this sideways consolidation between May 12th and kind of, you say May 25th, you can see a couple of bottomings here on the RSI. And every time we came down towards the bottom of there, we saw a nice little lift back up. So that's what we're going to look for again. As we're actually breaking below those levels today, we could get a ride back up. Where could it go? I think we could actually get towards 373. That's going to be the first level I'm going to be looking for to give me the green go signal above. And then looking for a move to 380s. I'm actually a little bit in the bullish shoes today. And we'll see what happens on that end. Just because we've been seeing such downside action, I think we could get a little bit of a bounce and then eventually a fade going into the rest of the week. Wednesday, we will get kind of some comments from Powell at the Congress of he's going to be testifying. So take a look at that. That could definitely turn things around. But if you guys got some particular catalysts to kind of mention, we can definitely get into that. A lot of Elon comments coming over throughout the weekend. Kellogg's splitting itself into 3, so keep your eyes on that one. And of course, Lennar, like I said, a beat and a beat there. So you could see this stock go up, or real estate. Real estate has been hit hard. So maybe take a look at some of these names that are in with Lennar that's in residential construction. And so what I would do is I would look to the right-hand side to see what other stocks here could make a move. Let's look at it by market cap. So you got DHI, that's a little bit higher actually market cap than Lennar. So look for maybe that one to kind of swing using 60 as the support there. NVR coming back a little bit. PHM, there's a couple of these. Toll Brothers, that one already kind of gave some gains here in the pre-market. Could get going here if you see Lennar really start pushing. I'm not the biggest bull on in this area in real estate. I'm actually thinking that these companies are going to struggle. But of course, earnings are earnings, and the price action is pointed to the upside right now. So there you go, catching up with the chat. What's going on out there? That Amazon looking tasty. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at Amazon. So we've been waiting to see if we were going to come down here back towards the 102 mark. We actually got back above the trend line. So now for me, 107 needs to hold. It does look good here in pre-market. You got a nice kind of trend that it's trying to get back above. It just peaked above that. So I would actually look for moves to 107.80s to hold right now. If I'm looking for a bullish move right out the gates, we'll look for a move back towards 120. If you take a look here on the daily chart, there is some resistance up there around the 120s, and there's also a gap zone to fill here, right? And so there's a little bit of a gap coming on up here to this area around the 113.20s. That's where I think we could see it get up there today if we can get a rise. And of course, we already talked about Apple, but keep your eyes on the Chinese stocks like Baba. I think this one's setting up for a really nice move here. Has done a couple of fake outs. If you take a look here, we're going to look at it on the 4-hour chart so you guys can get around some of the intraday volatility here. And so we want to get a little bit closer here. Let me actually pull this down so you guys can see this a little bit better here. So if you guys can see here, we actually started pulling on up off of these levels. And so I'd be really paying attention to see what happens now. We had that DD push where it came back, it held support, pushed up, came back down, pushed up. Now you got that support really drawn in here at 100. Let's see if it gets above 110 today. That really could give us a nice daily breakout level to look for as we get back into this area and start breaking out here in Baba. So keep your eyes on this one. I do think that if we get an up move, you could see some continuation here. So this is also on my radar. What else is being mentioned in the chat? What's up, Raul? How we doing, Anthony? No Lord Ryan today. He might be joining us a little bit later. He's just a little bit busy working on some Benzinga things. But like always, guys, we're not only traders. We also work for Benzinga on the regular, right? So what else? What other being mentioned in the chat? I saw Black Sky. Black Sky, of course, got that a recent contract. It is bouncing back today, so keep this one on your radar. Had a move to 350. We'll see if it can hold 250 pullbacks right now. As you can see here on pre-market, you are getting these lift through the 250 mark. I'd look for pullbacks closer towards that. If we can hold 250, I'd take a look at this one. But also you could take a look at Planet Labs, maybe getting some sympathy move off of this. So you can see here, we're already up there in pre-market to 530s. Daily chart on this one is just getting off of the support. So this one actually looks a little bit better there. MaxR is another one to keep on watch with these companies to see if this can kind of move up. And that's why you're seeing a little bit of a bounce there. I didn't see news, but let me go ahead and check to see if that was news-based. Black Sky, just using my Benzinga Pro right quick. Looks like it won a 5-year joint artificial intelligence contract for AI data. So here, something definitely to kind of keep on watch. This is definitely going to help the company. A nice contract here coming on in here. So could see some continued push in Black Sky. All right. What else is being mentioned in the chat there? What else are we looking at? I see some stocks being thrown on up. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at some of those. Any of those standing out to you that you want to touch?
Yeah, taking a look at Affirm here, AFRM. Looks like the $19 level is a bit of a resistance. Again, held as support. Now it's acting as resistance there. So if you want to go long, you got to take a look and see if it breaks 19 with volume. And then you got to start taking profits around 1940. And then, of course, the break of 1950 will get you to the resistance of $20 there on AFRM. We already covered a couple of these, but I'm going to go ahead and go over Baba
Before you
here in a
get too
second.
away
What's
from
up?
Affirm there, I did put out a tweet there on Affirm, just kind of mentioned some kind of
Sure.
news that I saw on out there. Steve Burns reporting here, and it was from CNBC, that 42% of buy now, pay later made late payments towards those loans. So 42% of those payments that are supposed to go came in late. One of the things that I have said is that Affirm might be that poster child here of the recession, as I expect people that got these these loans to not eventually pay, or maybe not willing to pay. I just hope this doesn't happen, of course, in housing, as we're seeing Affirm bounce a little bit today. I think it's a selling opportunity, but like always, you guys determine your own.
There you go. Yeah, we'll see if we get a crack above 19 bucks or not. By the way, the fact that you use Twitter on light mode makes me not want to trust you. So just FYI on that. How many of you
Honestly,
guys in the chat use light mode? Come on. Come on.
I don't think I've ever used dark mode on it.
Really? Even
Yeah,
on your phone, it's light mode?
Yeah, well, my phone is always on dark mode, but
Okay, so then, okay, I got you.
yeah, like my phone is on dark mode normally, but on computers, I usually use light mode. But hey,
All right.
I didn't even know you could change it, Zunaid, so you taught me something new today, buddy.
Yeah. No, it's really cool, especially when you can't sleep like I couldn't at 3 o'clock, and you're on Twitter, unfortunately, on Reddit. But regardless, here is a little bit of a look at Nvidia, looking for it to possibly go ahead and test that 168. I mean, again, we talk about this so many times where resistance becomes support, support becomes resistance. Look at that. Held as support, then when it cracked, came above, held as resistance. Then you saw a nice little downswing. So we'll see if it wants to come back up and test the 168 or not. We already talked about Tesla, but I'll do it once again. The 650 area is one to kind of keep an eye on if it wants to go ahead and bounce. If you're looking to go long, that's one area to kind of have some support being held. And you've got, of course, the break of the break of 680 for a possible test above to go to 700. And then, of course, if we go ahead and take a look at Baba as well, $100, 90. So this one was interesting. I played this one for $100 bounce. I did lose money in this one, and this was back on the 13th. I tried to play it. I got stopped out. But I thankfully was able to make money when I went short at the $100 level. But on the long side, I did lose money on this trade. I remember that. So we'll see if it wants to come back. And, you can see $100 level held here, 50 cents above. If it wants to come back and test it, obviously we're still $6 away. So not like it's anywhere close. But that's the level where I'd be interested on Baba to go to the upside. Besides that, I don't necessarily have a clean picture. Maybe above 112. But again, to me, nothing too clear on that side whatsoever. There's one stock I wanted to talk about. I can't remember what it was, but now let's just take a look at the chat. SYM. Never heard of this, but looks like it's got some movement today. Looks like it could be a news one. Let's see if we scale out to the daily. Do we have anything? All right, this one's kind of all over the place, but you can clearly see that you've got resistance. Oh, well, actually, it's well popped above. So it is at all-time high. So I don't necessarily have anything in terms of levels for you. Unfortunately, if it wants to come back down to the $20 level right around here, $20, you can possibly go long. If you take a look at the hourly, it looks like $20 possibly could be an area for it to hold. VWAP currently around 25. That's another area where you can go ahead and risk a buck, depending on how volatile this is. I don't know exactly the float on it and things like that at all. And Mullen, MULN, I know this one was close to $1. Anytime this stock or any stock gets close to $1, you can think about possibly going long with the stop loss at 90 cents. I think this one has options, so that's how you could have played it as well. I mean, look at that last time. And the reason I mention is because I was looking at Mullen, and you can see the dollar balance. Now it's obviously up 40% since then, but nothing too crazy for me. If it gets above 150, sure, you can try to scalp it to the long side, but its stock's kind of thick compared to the other ones. And you can see it kind of barcodes, doesn't really have as much movement as I would have liked on that one. Looks like SYM being mentioned in terms of Walmart disclosing huge position. I feel like I read that over the weekend. I don't remember. Somebody had a huge position in something. It might have been Walmart that I had read about. But regardless, did that come out on Saturday? I feel like that came out on Saturday. Or no, maybe it came out here. Now I got to check. Maybe it came out Friday after hours. Nope, definitely wasn't Friday after hours. All right. Anyway, let's see what else we've got here. We've got 3 minutes to. Oh, the one that's what I want to talk about. The one stock that I definitely did go ahead and lose my position of about $500 was Urban One. I tried to play this one for Juneteenth on the run up simply because of how well the stock had done on the previous run ups here. You can see one run up there. I believe this was, yep, this is the second one. And unfortunately, I was dead wrong. So I lost $500 on this one here. Just wanted to update you guys since those contracts had expired on the 17th. And obviously, they expired on plus. Someone's talking about Save. I believe that's Spirit Airlines. I thought this one was getting bought out or merger or something like that. Let's see here. Nope, not
Got
that.
you an update here.
What's
so I'll get you an update here on Spirit Airlines here.
ahead.
So it's definitely moving here. So Spirit rallied 8.1% in pre-market after JetBlue increased its takeover offer
what it is.
for Spirit by $2 to $33.50 per share. Spirit's plans to decide by the end of the month whether to stick with its deal to merge with Frontier Group, which is ULCC if you want to take a look, or to accept JetBlue's bid, and JetBlue rose 1.6. So right now they're still they would need to find an out of the Frontier Group to then accept the JetBlue's bid. So there's a battle here by the airlines of who's going to get Spirit. Is it going to be JetBlue or is it going to be Frontier Group? Personally, I would like to see probably JetBlue get it, because then there's going to be only one kind of really cheap airline. And if there's only one really cheap airline, do they really got to make it cheap? Not really, right? Because there's no competition at that point. So this is why I think that you probably will see it go into the JetBlue bid, so that there can be two cheap names like Frontier, and maybe JetBlue starts giving kind of like an economy pick or something a little bit cheaper, because JetBlue's kind of more in the middle of the line right now. You could see them kind of help to get some cheaper names by getting Spirit under their airlines. We'll see what happens out there. You guys give some opinion in the chat. We'll see.
Is open. Let's get rocking and rolling.
Let's go. Let's go. Chewbacca's on out there. Star Wars. Is it time for the dark side? Are we going to be able to make some money today? We'll see what happens. Like always, guys, if you guys see a mover, let me know in the chat. I will update my background. I'm sorry. I know it has Story Investors. I changed mine to Money Mitch BZ, not Story Investors anymore.
Oh, your handle?
But yeah, my handle. People telling me about that. I'll fix it up. I've been working on it in the background. Just got a little bit too much to do, like always.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to take a look and see if we've got any movers. Looks like so far it's just NVIDIA trying to go to the upside or that above that 165. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I like here. No, nothing's really hitting my levels so far. Amazon was $8 above, again, rejecting off of that 109. Doesn't really come up to test the 109.37 thus far. DraftKings, let's see. DraftKings 1060 bounce. Before that, I think I got a $10 bounce. Yep, $10 bounce there.
That's not a bad one. It's been beaten down, right? You could see something kind of bounce back. I'm looking for beaten down names to catch a rally right out the gates here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you had someone take a position in that stock in DraftKings, I believe, a while back. And look at that nice little bounce on Facebook. I mean, we mentioned this level here of the 165. It didn't quite get there, but you can see the crayon drawing of the 166. That's exactly where it bounces from in terms of as the market opens. But let's see if it wants to give us a little bit more action on that. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Don't really love anything too much, so I'm going to kind of hold off and try to play it safe if possible. What the? Okay, weird. My Think or Swim wants to act up. There we go. Okay, that was weird.
Potentially looking at NVIDIA here for a long. We'll see what happens here. Already kind of pushed
that's
here.
Why.
Just bounce off the VWAP there. I wasn't fast enough there. I was trying to get in 164.50s here. Wasn't fast enough there on NVIDIA for the VWAP bounce trade. See if we can get a pullback back towards that 164s underneath the VWAP. I'll let you guys know what I see out there.
Why is my thinkorswim all over the place right now? Okay. Facebook, just trying to figure out what I want to do with this one. If I want to go long, short, not quite sure. I'm going to wait for at least the first 5-minute candle to get an idea of where the levels are going to be.
Good trade there. Slack on there on NVIDIA there. A little annoyed. Apple ripping. That's exactly what we're looking for, Zunaid. Something like this, right? Look at that. Nice little push on up there. So at least right now, I'm looking at things are getting strong right now, not weakness. Same thing you see out of Tesla there, pushing on up there. So it looks like we're getting that kind of push, that morning dead cat rally here. How long can it last? It could last multiple days, right? So that doesn't mean that you can't look at it. Seeing a lot of stocks getting a little bit of a push here. Might take Baba here for a spin.
I'm going to try to go short Apple here. Went ahead and got short at 135. I'll give it about 25 cents.
Meta, that's not a bad one to watch. It's been beaten down. Man, there's some VWAP bounces that I just missed that were beautiful, beautiful. Just a little annoyed that I didn't get the NVIDIA one. Look at this. Would have been killing it. I was so annoyed. I put out the order there, and I didn't get the 164.50s. I just missed it by about 10 cents there. It would have been just a little bit annoying. $2.80 there on the pop, only for a risk of 25 cents there. It's a little frustrating not to get that order in there. Yeah, definitely wish I would have nailed NVIDIA right out the gates. That's called not being ready for the open, guys. That's called being ready to talk about it, but not being ready to trade it.
I'm going to go and get stopped out here on Apple. Took a 27-cent loss here on Apple. I was short at 135. Let me go and put it up on here. I was short at 135. Got stopped out at 135.25. It got filled at like 125.29 though. So I'm out on Apple.
A little annoyed that I missed those bounces right there.
Market is hella strong though, no question about it.
Yeah, I had that feeling today. Maybe to get some strength. Probably gonna have to jump in here, overextend myself a little bit. Looking for some pullbacks here.
Yeah, let's see. Facebook, SPY is just, I mean, it's just going. Now it's hitting resistance on here. Let's go ahead and check this out.
I'm a little frustrated today, missing a lot of plays.
Let's see where it is. All right, I'm going to try one more time to go short Apple here. I got filled at 165.7. No, 165.64 was my fill, excuse me. And the main reason is because you have SPY that's kind of hitting pre-market highs here. So I'm hoping for a little bit of a pullback at the very least. No idea if I'm going to get it, obviously, but let's see.
Good day so far for coal. So I'm looking for BTU pullback here.
Yeah, this market just does not care right now.
Starter on there. Want to add here on BTU. I'm getting to the point where I can already tell you guys I'm chasing a little bit. I'm getting away from the VWAP. I don't like to do it, but I just missed way too many moves right out the gates here. A little frustrated with my trading there today, at least execution-wise. When you have a plan for the open, then you don't perform that plan. That's when things can get frustrating because you literally are looking for it and then not reacting to it. So took a little bit there at the 23.17. Want to add to this position, but I want it to be at VWAP, which is down here. So just don't want to get caught on a little bit of a pullback towards 23. The next thing you know, I was way too big at 23.17.
You've got Apple that went ahead and came to break even, so you could have gotten out there. I'm going to still hang tight. Hopefully I can get a crack to the 40s. That would be really nice.
All right, just held again. I'm looking for 23.20s or 23.17 to add here.
Come on, Apple. Come on down.
Just added there at 23.16. All right, now look for it to take out the high 23.30s.
Apple looking to break this 136. I'm going to give it to about 136.10. Ah. Jesus. There we go. Sorry, I'm going to look at this think or swim.
Someone said, come on, ride the train. Choo-choo.
Yeah, I think this is one of those scenarios where I personally missed the train, so now I'm trying to, unfortunately, scalp it from the top, which is about to be disastrous.
We'll add if we get back through 23.30s here. There's a couple wicks there now, so just be careful there on BTU. Want to see it take it out and really push up there towards the 23.50s. One of the things that is helping is all of coal is up right now, but there's a lot of strong sectors right now. I'm going to call them out here. Technology is up 1.19. Energy is up 1.04. So it looks like that XOM trade, ExxonMobil, looking probably well right now. Let me take a look at it there. Yeah, it's looking great. Look at that VWAP bounce. I almost got in that one at 89.25 when I told you guys I wanted to start chasing, but I didn't want to start chasing there in oil here. You can see here the VWAP was right here in this area. Would have been a nice VWAP bounce type of trade there in oil. So you can look at also at Gush. Gush is setting up there nice. MRO, look at that one. Setting on up here, just coming towards the support, now bouncing back. That actually looks interesting there for me. You could also look, of course, at Chevron. Chevron, how's that one doing today? Just off the support there, off the VWAP, just kind of cleared it. Look for it to hold it on any pullbacks. Doesn't look too bad there in oil. If you take a look here, also what is down, actual basic materials, but it's building material that is down. Coal is up the strongest. That's why I'm in a coal name right now. We'll see if these can get back up there.
136 holding as resistance for Apple so far. Need it to come down to at least about the 135.50. Not gonna lie. If this one breaks, it'll be a tough day for me. Should have slept in for sure otherwise. But let's see. Come on, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't get to the. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right, got that ad there. I'm at 23.21s here.
I'm out of Apple.
All right, taking a look here at BTU. BTU, can we get this running now? Set an ad right there at the 23.30s. So definitely need to hold to VWAP here. If not, it's going to go ahead and turn around there. There's a lot of wicks there, so we could get a test there. You got to be careful. Just keeping a close eye on it here, guys. Let's take a look at the SPY overall market. How are we doing in that? SPY has pushed up there through the 373 level that we looked at in pre-market. Now we're seeing a little bit of a pullback here in BTU. Want to see it, make sure it holds 2290s. If not, it's going to wipe me out here. Definitely one of those days where stock selection, you know, one of the things I talk about often when you have a pre-market plan and you're looking at certain stocks and then you go away from that plan during the open, that could definitely come back to bite you. Like I should have been trading today, MRO, NVIDIA. Those were the kind of two, XOM and NVIDIA. Those were the two really on the top of my radar, but missed those moves right out the gates. And that happens sometimes. We look for an opportunity back in NVIDIA, but look at that move today. That was a beautiful move to play. And so that's a little frustrating when you're looking particularly towards a play and then you miss it because you're not ready for the execution. So this is just a lesson kind of to learn that we can all kind of build off of. The Masquerader, why does your Benzinga not work? Well, kind of reach out to us so that we can try to make sure that that works because mine works right now. So.
Yeah, and you had an outage with a bunch of, I think it was Cloudflare that went ahead and went down overnight.
That can happen. You know, data sources start struggling. That's when you're going to see a little bit of a struggle. NVIDIA, not looking bad there. Nice little push there in NVIDIA. I think you have some plays here in the tech names like AMD I like today. Also, that one just held VWAP there. Nice little ascending wedge there trying to break on out there. So take a look at that. We'll see if that can get back on up through. SPY still pushing on up there to 374. Looks like we got that dead cat rally type of trade there. Now BTU trying to get back up there through the 330s. Let's see if it can get back up there. Definitely just trying to fight here to hold 23.
I'm gonna look away from Apple because it keeps on trying to get me to go short again. And I mean, eventually it's got to come down and bounce from VWAP. I just don't know when that'll be, and I don't want to continue risking my money for that to be the case either.
Understand
so
that.
I'm gonna hold that.
Battling here. Now we're seeing AMD pull back a little bit there. What I want to see is this 373.75 hold on the SPY. You can see multiple times we pulled back to that level. We don't want to see it close below that level. We could see some retracing happen if that does happen.
Yeah, Affirm. We talked about the $19 level and then the $20 level. So far, it's rejecting from the 20 on AFRM.
Yeah, sometimes clearing your cache can help. Lisa Lee Hunt bringing in some suggestions to try to help you there. And the Masquerader, if you can, just reach out to Benzinga. We'll definitely be working on it. I'm sure that's the reason why you might not be seeing Ryan right now is because he's working on it, trying to make sure that you guys have been the best experience possible.
All right, you've got Facebook that's kind of weak compared to everything else in the markets. Then come back to SPY.
Holding really closely now to BTU. It needs to take it out on this one candle here. This next 1 minute candle, it needs to take out the highs. If not, I'll get out as a ticking time bomb on BTU. Let's see if it can get through their highs now.
If you want to go long Apple, I think it's best just waiting for VWAP to come back and test 101.
AMD pulling back strongly there, so to be careful. Looks like technology putting in a little bit of a bull trap now, pulling on back there. Let's see how far NVIDIA pulls back. It's at the VWAP right now. We're going to look to see if that can continue. BTU finally getting through that 2330s here, so we're going to look to push there through the 2340s, take half of it off into the 40s, then look for a continued push to 2350s. Let's see if we get it now.
Come on, Apple. Come back and test VWAP. Come back to the 135s. I know you want to.
It's not holding there. Just pulled back there above the 2330s. Every time we get above there, there's some selling up there. So just got to be careful now. It really needs to get through below 2310s, and we're just probably going to take it out. We're looking for the push through the highs, but it's battling here. NVIDIA now down to 165.50s. Definitely seeing that quick pull around in the SPY. Right here, you can see it. It's in the middle.
All right. Taking a look around to see what plays I can have. I'm not going to lie. Either they've all ripped, and I've clearly...
All right, order out to capture half of it off here on BTU. Just went to 46 there. Got out there. Some at 46. Half of it out there on BTU. Doesn't look bad there. This is the trade there on BTU. Now it's starting to get through the highs. Now let's see if we can get through 2350s. And that'll be the continued. We want to see hold pullbacks at 23.25. Our entry or balance is at the average cost of 23.23 because we had some ads there at 23.30, brought our average up a little bit, but not looking too bad. We just took some profit. Let's see if we can get above the 23.50. Coming to you, my friend.
Yeah, you've got Tesla that's kind of moving up here. I'm going to go ahead and close this position out. Let's go ahead and take a look at Amazon as well. Amazon looks interesting here as it tries to crack above 110. Couldn't quite do it. If the market stays strong, I would not be surprised if we get rocking and rolling on that one. Let me take a look here on Amazon. Let's see what I want to do here. I'll go ahead and take a shot at it. I'm going to go ahead and buy. I went and got filled at 109.66. My stop loss will be a break of 109. Starting with the small size because it's not the best risk reward, but I will go ahead and add if it gets closer to 109. but I'm in Amazon. So far, I am 0-3, I think. I definitely am 0-2 because I lost twice on Apple. I see that here. But again, my average fill on Amazon is 109.66. I'm going to look to take profits at 109.90s just to kind of take a little bit of a scalp here. The risk reward on this one just isn't the best, but I'm just trying to regain some losses, unfortunately. Not how I wanted to start the week. Someone mentioned, oh, nice. Kyler, glad you got a chance to make some money. Make sure you close out or scale out, depending on how many you have and what's going on with your life there. Let's take a look at Mullen. Mullen trying to break above 150, still has about 5 cents left to go. Stop loss, if you're trying to go long here, could be below 168, so you're risking about 8 cents on this one. And you've now got Amazon at 109.80s. Again, looking to take profits at the 90s if I can. And let's see here. Still waiting on that. Let's go ahead and check out a couple of other stocks. You've got Apple still flirting with that 160. Well, excuse me, 136. Can't quite break above and stay above. Looking for it to possibly come back down to the 135 if you're looking to go long on that one. Oh my goodness, AMD. Yeah, semis are definitely weak compared to the rest of the market. I mean, look at SPY, right? Moving on up, and you've got AMD that's just weak.
Boom,
Weak.
Kyler. You know what we call that in my house? We call that a money drop for my boy Kyler coming on in with the Tesla calls there. Not a bad trade there, my friend.
Yeah, it looks like Zoom's having some issues as well. Yay, internet.
Yay, internet. I'm not having internet issues, guys. No internet issues for Money Mitch.
I'm good so far. My broker and everything else. Dude, that Friday, was it Friday where we had to deal with that nonsense? I think it was Friday where we had the options outage situation.
Pullback here. Needs to hold the 23.25s. This, we want to see it nice. So this is a good lesson to kind of talk about here. So BTU, right? It's doing this pullback, right? But one thing that you can clearly see here is the pullback of the volume, right? And so into that breakout, what did we get? We got a little spike in volume, but there wasn't much. And I think this is important to kind of watch. Now you're seeing the volume. It's essentially dropping off here. We want to see the volume increase into the move. So let's say if we could get 100,000 shares traded on a 1 minute, that will definitely help. That's what we're looking for now as we get through the move here to show us the continuation. Another thing we could look for is kind of something like an MFI getting back into the green zone here. As you had right out the open, it was pushing through there, getting up there through the 80s. We'd like to see that start pushing up there through the 80s. Doesn't look too bad today. Let's see if we can get it back up there. That next leg. All right, what's going on out there? Apollo Tone, Twitter on light mode is wildly. I got to step up my game, man. I got to step up my game.
It is definitely wild. No question about that. But here's Amazon coming down a little bit. Wanted to scale out in the 90s. It got to the 80s. Never really gave us a chance. Matter of fact, it missed the 90s by about 5 cents, and now it's in the 109.50s. Not really seeing any options that I like so far.
All right, NVIDIA bouncing off the VWAP there, going right back to the highs. So it looks like AMD could be playing games with you, but it's just a tough market right now to say maybe go for that one. Apple still holding the gains. Tesla still holding the gains. Looks like leadership is back, baby. Pay attention to the leaders, right? That's what I like to do sometimes, is if we're seeing the overall market make a move back up, we can take a look to see how our market cap leaders are taking us. Microsoft up 2%. Google up 3%, Amazon up 3%, Tesla up 7%, Meta up 0.67, starting to come back there. Look for Meta maybe to take out 167 on the upside. If we do see that, we could see some continued upside. NVIDIA looks like a nice little cup and handle type of pattern. Looks like it's starting to push through the highs there. That one's probably one of my best looks today. But really, you guys heard me in pre-market talk about ExxonMobil. Look at that VWAP bounce. That was a nice winner there. That's about a 2% winner right out the gates there with a nice VWAP bounce play. So I hope somebody was able to nail that XOM. You can see here Apple having a nice day, Microsoft having a good day, Google up today. So leadership type of trade on out there. Amazon actually looking really nice there. I like that little pullback look. Now
Yeah.
you're building it up there. Looking really nice right now.
Amazon's in the 109.90, so I'm going to go ahead and scale out some here. Got filled at 109.97s on Amazon. The rest, I'm going to look to try to get out some at where's my limit order? At 110.18 is the other leg that I'm looking to get out some, but that's the price. 110.18 as Amazon comes down to the 109.80s.
So we started getting that lift there, but I'm not seeing the volume I'm seeing in BTU to see if we're going to get that continued push. It did push a little bit of volume there, but we didn't get too much there. So I'm looking for that bar to see if we can get some continuation on it. But now we're up there towards 2370. So not looking bad there. We're getting some good gains. We're going to actually take off this would be about less than a fifth. This is just a little bit more to take some profits there into the 2378s. Just took a little bit more off there. Not looking too bad now, guys. We did take some in the 40s. Now we're taking some off in the 70s. And it's up there towards the 80s. Can we get through 24? 24, I'll take the profit and call it a day. That won't be a bad one. There's a little bit of a kind of shadow that it's trying to fill up there to 24.39s. That's where it starts. Then it gets up there towards 25. I think it can stop around that 24.30s. So anything into that 24, I'll go ahead and take some profit, call it a day. Doesn't look too bad there. BTU.
You've got a couple of options flow in JD. That's ticker JD. $62.50 calls coming in on the ask, expiring this week, approximately $350,000 worth. If you try to get into this one, stop loss would be low of day crack, which is about, I'm going to have a stop loss at 61.79. My fill is at 62.34. So then, of course, now you've got Amazon that went ahead and tested the 50s, and now it's kind of bouncing back up. And I'll go ahead and pull up Amazon right here. Right there. So you can see bouncing from VWAP and bouncing from that level of 109.37 that we had drawn last night.
Orders are out for BABA at 105.20, 105.10, and 105 on the pullbacks. I'll look to get filled by underneath VWAP. Just want to kind of mention that because you did say JD.
Yep, and there's Tesla. I believe it broke 700.
If you want, maybe use your 3 charts because we're only getting Amazon there.
Oh, my fault.
No worries. I got you. That way we can keep an eye on some multiples there.
There you go. What do you want me to put up here?
We can do maybe Tesla. Then you can do Amazon and NVIDIA. That seems like a good little mix. You keep that up. I'll keep a BABA. I'll do BTU.
Sounds good. And there's Amazon cracking above 110 again. My take profit is at 110.18. 110.18 is my second leg on Amazon.
About to take profits in BTU, guys.
About 6 cents away. Oh, I swear to God, if you pull it, you don't.
Just took it there. 23.97s. I don't think I need to fight for another 10 cents here in BTU. I think it could go to 24.30s, but I'm going to go ahead and take there. I just took it off there. 23.97. Not a bad trade there to start the day there. BTU. There you guys have it. Little trade there. Made some good money. Looking for BABA pullbacks now.
Amazon went ahead and came right back down. We have a sell order at the 18s, and it went ahead and went as high as 14. So we missed it by 4 cents in our second leg take profit, but that's all right. We're still kind of hanging around there. We'll see if we can go ahead and get filled. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what's happening with JD. JD back at break even. Again, my fill is 62.34. Low of day is going to be my stop loss. Hoping to take profits around 62.80 if possible. Gotta be patient with that one, as I am with Amazon.
Action. All right, trying to see the time and sales action here on Black Sky. I know that a lot of people are trying to get a little read on this, but I need a little bit more here to kind of pay attention to it and really focus here. So let me take a look here at the level 2s and seeing what I'm seeing on pricing action, but it does look interesting to me. I normally look for one more test of the downside. You see 1, 2, 3. Let it test 265 one more time, and then I'd look for a push above 275 on the Black Sky. The Black Sky is over here to the left-hand side. Take a look here. This is a 3-minute, but I like to look at it on the 1 minute. You can see 1 bottoming, 2 bottoming, 3. I like to test that one more time. That's a 263 low, then coming right back up through 275 Looking at it where the big share orders are, 269, 269, 270s, all orders above 10,000 there. So just to kind of give you the idea, there is some people loading in right here at the 269 spot. I'm going to wait for one more test of the downside. But if it goes through 275, that's probably where you'll see some people trying to take some attempts there.
Here you go, JD coming up to 62.70. He's going to take some profits here at 62.70 on the dot when it got filled on that. Let's see what's
Do me the favor on out there, guys. Hit the like button. Hit the like as we continue to battle on through. And of course, getting that money on out there, guys. It looks like we're battling on through here. Over 700 people watching today. So do us the favor, smash that like button as we continue going right here on live trading with Benzinga.
Here's Amazon coming up at 110.18. Again, that's my take profit on the second leg. Our average fill on Amazon is 109.66. Come on, man. It's currently trading at 110.14. Let me get 6 more cents. Can I get 6 more cents? Come on. Come on. Come on. Don't yank it. Last time we missed it by 4 cents. Looks like this time we are missing, I swear to God, missed it by 3 cents. The high on this 5-minute is 110.15. Ay. Cannot catch a break. And here's NVIDIA now coming up against that 168.71. I expect some resistance there. I'm not going to look to scalp anything on the short side because I'm still trying to play catch up on my losses to start the day. Almost there. This Amazon fill would absolutely help me as it gets yanked down to the 110.01s. And I'm going to put up JD here instead of...
it is a cold day, baby.
I'm going to go ahead and take everything out here. Actually, no, I'm going to leave a little bit. I'm going to leave 10% on my size, but I'm out 90% now around this. Well, I got a little bit earlier, but the remaining I'm here out at 63 bucks. Still going to hold about 10% to see if we can get a crack above. My stop loss will be at break even on JD. And there it is. Just when it got it filled on Amazon at 110.18. Thankfully, this popped right above it. Went ahead and gave us the fill. So I am now out on Amazon everything. Which thankfully has helped me get a little bit closer to staying green. Let's see what Amazon's doing. Let's see what AMD's. Wow, what a bounce back on AMD. Went ahead and touched the 8250s and came roaring back. Just wow. Look at these 2 previous 10-minute candles. Straight down, straight up. And now 86 I expect to be resistance. And let's see how NVIDIA is acting at the resistance that I pointed out earlier. Went ahead and cracked above the 168.71, currently at 169.18, looking to break the 170 area on NVIDIA. Of course, we are all out of Amazon, but possibly a flag pattern here developing on that one. On Amazon. And JD having a little bit of trouble getting over VWAP, which is why I wanted to close out majority of this. Right near VWAP. Oh man, my thumb, my toe's starting to feel a little bit of pain. I'm all over the place today. It's been a long day. Amazon trying to break highs here, possibly trying to get over the 110.50 area. Now my E-Trade is acting up, so I can't even get some calls. That's why I've just been trading equity on Thinkorswim.
Looks like we're seeing a lot of issues out there with data management and stuff that's going on out there. So just be careful out there, guys. DKNG having a good day. We are seeing that rally there, guys. Now the SPY's up there at 374. Remember, I talked about potentially getting up there towards the 380 level even today. You guys said it. I want to see everybody out there tell Money Mitch here that he wasn't a bear today, coming on in and looking for the upside. Look at that, guys. Wouldn't you guys know it? I'm being flexible. That's what traders need to be. It's okay. You're going to hear people call you Bear Mitch. You're going to hear people, throw up the bears in there. But guess what? I'm trying to just go with the market. And when I see things that point to the upside, I'll talk about them. When I see things that point to the downside, I'll talk about them because that's really what it's all about. And guess what? I don't know anything. Neither do you, probably. The truth is we trade here and we use a system to try to get us into the green. And I don't think anybody knows what's going to happen next. And you don't need to know what happens next to make some money. Like my man Mark Douglas would say, you don't need to know to get into the profits.
You've got REV trying to go to make a climb here. A little bit late on this one. Wow, that one's really running.
Martin, I'm coming after you, bro. Ron still having some struggles there with Benzinga. I think a lot of people are having some struggles right now. Looks like we're definitely on it. We're definitely battling to get it back towards full service. Like always, we will definitely find some way to help you guys. If you guys are seeing some issues on out there, I recommend, like always, try to use what works in the time being until something can get fixed. In the time being, it looks like we're having some issues on Benzinga Pro. So just want to mention that for Ron out there and for others that are having some issues.
Yeah. And again, keep in mind, the way that the world works is everyone relies on different data stuff. So when Cloudflare stuff messed up, I mean, you had Discord that went out earlier in the morning as well. So plenty of stuff going haywire here.
All right, continuing to see the kind of the lift there in different names. So look out there for the leaders. Look out, Vizio making a nice move. Roku up there about 7%. Let's look at the ARKK to look at some up names. I think today is one of those days where you could see that update. Look at Coin ripping 16-17%, Hood up 11%, Roblox up 10%, stocks that have been beaten down. And just to kind of mention there, just saw the pullback there on Black Sky actually do what we were looking for. So I'm going to take a shot here on Black Sky. I just took a little bit there. I'm trying to take smaller trades here so that we can take some more trades. So I just want to give you guys that information. I'm going to be trying to take some smaller trades so that we can get into more trades. I know that's what you guys probably want out there. You guys let me know if that's not what you want, but I have heard that. So I just took a little bit there, 268. Going to hold off the support. We just got a wick. It could wick to 263s. Remember, what's going to really get us out is 260s and below closing. So you could get some wicks right now and then a quick scoop up. We'll see what happens there. Close under 260. We get out. We'll see what happens. Black Sky taking a shot.
Amazon, if you still have some now, it's going to go ahead and try to test the 110.50s. I don't have any left. If I did, I would definitely scale out some here, but I already took my profits around 110.18. On Amazon. You've got Coin trying to break the 60, and you've got JD. I'm going to go ahead and close out all of my JD with the 10% that I have here at 63.40s. Let me see exactly what I feel I get. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm out of JD at 63.44. Out JD.
All right, I do want to let you guys know, definitely, we're going to keep on going here, but we need you guys to support us. And one of the things that you guys can support us in is just hitting the like button. I know it might sound a little bit tough while you're trading, but of course, take your time. After around 10:30 or 10:15, do us a favor, smash the like whenever you get a chance to actually kind of reassess your day and give us some likes, because that's what keeps us on here live for free every single day.
Yeah, you've got Redbox making moves. 1150. The closer you can get it to there, the better risk reward on that one. Of course, it is trying to break that 1250. And in the AMD, let's check that one out. AMD just kind of came roaring back.
Getting a crack here of Black Sky to 260s, but remember, so it needs to close underneath it. So I'm going to keep on watch here to see if we get a drop. What I usually do in moments like this is have an ultimate risk. So to me, that would be a break of 250. If it breaks 250, I can't even wait for the candle to close. And so you see it right here at 255, 254. It could recover though, and all of a sudden give us a huge wick. So I'm going to give it a shot here. Like always, guys, look for it to kind of come back. If it doesn't, always have what I, at least from in my consideration, and you always want to determine your own risk. I have what's called an ultimate risk that if it does break through the 250, that tells me to get out immediately and not hang around. Housing report out yet? Yeah, it should be out. I'll take a look at that, Keith. I'll see if I can get that. Paul, like always, hit the like. Let's go, guys.
Yeah, UAVS is coming down. It's under $1. It's not a stock that I'm going to go to and trade. AMD facing resistance at that $86 crayon mark. Having a little bit of trouble there. And of course, Apple went ahead and rejected the 136.50 area on that one. Let's go ahead and check out NVIDIA on this side, because I believe it broke the crayon. Sure did. Broke the crayon, came back, tested it, held support. Now it marched towards 170. That was the next resistance area as a whole number. And you can already see JD went ahead and popped to the 63.60s. I'm completely out of JD, no longer in that trade. We took that one from like the 62.30s, I believe, all the way up a whole point. Of course, scaled out on the way up. and you do have Apple coming down to the 163s. VWAP is about maybe 50 cents lower.
Whew, Tesla was definitely one of the best trades of the day towards the upside. I wanted to take a look at that one. It got beaten down. It's back up there towards 705. I do think it's going to start topping out, though, somewhere around. It could get even up there towards, I would say, towards the 730s. You're going to fill in a gap here towards 718s, and that's where I'd see some kind of resistance coming into play after that gap up. Seeing the pullback here coming into certain names, and now we're starting to see an actual kind of slowdown here. So take a look to see if you get some pullbacks on these names. Like I'm just looking through the ARKK, Fate, pulling back to VWAP there. There's a couple of these that are just off of VWAP right now. All right, let's take a look at the SPY here. SPY holding up there at the 375, starting to show some pullback, could come back to VWAP there. Of course, we want to see it continue to hold above 370, 375s where it was fighting earlier. What do you guys think about it? Bitcoin leaps 2024? It's not a bad outlook. I might look for 2025s, but this is probably expensive too, right? That's my thing with leaps is that they get too expensive. And so, I mean, what's your upside?
You might as well just buy the equity not the equity, but you might as well just buy the currency itself.
Yeah, I would say the same thing what Zunaid said. All right, let's see if we get this to come on back. Black sky finally closing below here. So I'm going to give it this one candle here. This is my 3-minute candle that will close. And it closes here in about 30 seconds, not back above 265. We're going to go ahead and just take it out. So it just needs to come ramping right back to 265 here the next 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Not, I'll take the small loss here.
Oh, man.
Time decay on leaps aren't worth it. Buy the asset itself, says Brian. Blockchain. Hey, I think kind of what we kind of pointed, but doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just, one thing we're trying to state is don't forget about the time decay, or the time decay. All right, it's just closing here. So I'm going to give it one more second. Hands on the trigger here. And then no volume fluctuating in here. Looking for something to pop us back here. There's an edge order here, 158 on 53. So I'm looking to see if that gets filled right quick. And we get a little pop back up there to 260s. Looks like it ticked, but ticked to the downside there. So I'm going to actually go ahead. I'll take it out there. 53s, a little bit of a loss there. About what? Got a 15-cent loss? Yep, 15-cent loss there on Black Sky. Happy it was a smaller position, but still looking good here, at least over the overall day. So that's what matters.
You've got Tesla that's coming back to Tesla 700. If you wanted to go long, the closer you get it to 690, the better, because that's close to where VWAP is, and you'd risk about $10 to the downside would be your risk off.
XOM definitely the play of the day. Also, we talked about that one pre-market. I was looking for oil to have a nice little play. You got a VWAP bounce trade right up there, and now it's about 2.3 and just continuing the trend. That's what I like to play, especially those types of plays that have been beaten down. Not a bad trade there. Also, utilities made a move back today. Let's take a look at Duke. Duke, let's see if it can get back into the green. These have been fighting, but like always, it can continue on today on the downside, even though it got a little bit of a pop.
Of course, make sure you guys get your water in.
Of course, I need to get my water in. Hold on.
I'm about halfway through mine here. Does time decay only apply to the option you're holding? I was holding an option on a stock that hit its strike price but didn't grow it. Yeah, so all options deal with time decay. Some are in your favor, some are not in your favor. It just depends on if you're buying and selling. If you're buying an option, whether it's a put or a call, you have time decay working against you because you have less time for that option to increase in value for something to happen. Options typically increase in decay around the 40-day mark and under is where they start to rapidly increase how much they decay and therefore decrease the value that it has as part of its formula for the option.
Looking for a pullback right underneath VWAP for X. Is X going to give it to me? I hear you in the chat. I hear you guys. Oh. That song will always live out. Live out, baby. It's funny. I'll be on pre-market prep and people will be throwing up in the chat, X going to give it to you. I'm like, yo.
Speaking of which, you had
Joel.
Stephanie Link earlier.
Yeah, Stephanie Link, man.
That's
Stephanie
awesome.
Link on pre-market prep, you know. She gave some
What did you
good
guys
picks
talk
too.
about?
Well, we talked about a lot of kind of the overall market, but she did mention some picks that she likes, like Nike. She mentioned Starbucks. I didn't want to bash her on the Starbucks outlook, but we won't go there. She thinks that they can innovate. Can't blame her. I think the opposite. They can't innovate. And we'll see what happens. But she did mention some other names on out there. She also mentioned Mondelez's Cliff Bar acquisition. Let's see how that's performing today. MDLZ is actually pulling back today. We'll see if it can continue moving. But there's some other picks there too. She talked about Deere and how that one could have a nice little uplift with precision farming and things like that. Keep this on watch, guys. I think there's a lot out there, and I like how she approached it. She's just taking a look at long term and like, what do I want to have in my account? Like, what do I want? Let's say 5 years, 10 years from now.
Yeah. Fuck, forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, Tesla went ahead and held that $700 level. Now you got a $5 bounce from the $700 level. Obviously looking to break 710. And you've got Apple here. I'm gonna try Apple short one more time. Went in and got filled at 163.3825. We'll just call that 163.38. Mainly because you can see 136.50 acting as resistance. So my stop loss is about 7 cents below. I mean, excuse me, 7 cents above 136.50. Hoping to get this one down to about maybe the 20s so I can start scalping a little bit out. Let's see. Come on. Now it's currently at 30s. Yeah, there you go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. Don't do that. All right, going to buy some back here at 136.28. Again, my average is about 130. Oh, man, it's 136.38. I thought I better average than that. That's on me. That's on me. Looking to get it closer now. The next one at around, let's say 136.12 is where I have my limit order out at on Apple.
Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
You're good. You're good. We're just kind of hanging out here.
And of course, bros all the way, bro. Come on, bro. Do you even Dutch?
All right. Going to go ahead and take some more Apple out here at 136.17s. More out there. What's the play on Apple? So I went short on Apple at around, what's the average price here? 136.38. Why? Because you can see 136.50 acting as resistance. So my stop loss is going to be about 7 cents below. And I'm just kind of scalping it a little bit downwards. I'm already out 3/4 of my size here. Now I'm waiting to go ahead and get out some more at around 136.05s. And then shit, if it wants to give me 135.70s, that would be great. Wooden shoes by chance? I'm not sure what you're talking about, pal. I cannot be sure what it is that you are referring to, my friend. But thanks to this trade, I have clawed back. I'm going to go ahead and... Yep. I'm going to go ahead and set my stop loss here now. Right at break even. That way I don't lose any more money on this. But thanks to this trade, I am now green after ugly shorts on Apple like an idiot. But then the play on Amazon, which you can go ahead and see here, worked out really well. We played JD. We bought JD around here because we saw options flow. We bought it at 62.30s, I believe. And then we scaled some along the way with the final fills being around 63.40s on JD. So that really helped us out on that one.
Why can't I smash the what button? I don't even know what that button is.
I think he or she means Keith means the like button.
Damn, don't worry, Keith. Just use some other, use those bots that Elon likes to talk about.
Sorry, Keith. I've been up all night. My apologies, pal.
Not to worry, we're battling through there. Let's keep it going, guys. So it looks like, is this a dead cat bounce? I would think so, but like always, guys, I mean, you don't know a dead cat bounce until it's finished the bounce. That's the problem. That's the
we can
problem with
stop
that mentality of looking for it.
on the quarter of my Apple short at break even. So we made money on 3/4, got stopped out on the remaining quarter. Again, still hasn't really broken that 136.50. So if you wanted to try to scalp it, cool. 10 cents above would be your stop loss. You're risking about 20 cents.
All right, looking for this pullback here in BTU, looking for it in X. Going to maybe try to take some of these trades here, but they need to pull back a little bit here. Try to be patient. I'm trying to be patient and not being too quick to the gas pedal here. It hasn't touched VWAP X, and neither has BTU. I'll be right back, Zunaid, but to give you a little bit of a break, I'll also throw in here a little bit of a BZ Pro promo here. Like always, smash up the like, guys. Let's keep it going.
Introducing Smarter Financial News Search with Benzinga Pro. Now, with an array of familiar screening filters like price, short interest, and PE ratio, you can actually screen financial news for stock trading ideas. But that's not all. On top of fundamental and technical screening for actionable news catalysts, now you can tailor your newsfeed with Boolean operators or, and not. The result is perfect. By your own standards for your own news trading strategy. Prepare for the upcoming rebound. Capture news catalysts before major price moves with Benzinga Pro today.
Alrighty. Let's see what we got. Again, look at that. So you had, did it go 10 cents above? It did. So if I would have taken the short again, I would have definitely stopped out on the Apple, but it tried to poke above, came right back down. JD looking to go strong, break that $64 mark right there. Let's see. I'm like, man, on SPY, I'm waiting for a test of 350. I said that at the top of the show. I am still waiting for that test of 350. If we can do that, that would be splendid. That would be lovely. But no idea if we're going to get there. So 354, 358, then 350s. Those are the levels that I've got. I have no idea why I pointed this arrow there. Oh, of course I do. It's the pre-COVID low. Oh, excuse me, pre-pandemic high is what that one is, the arrow there. Wouldn't it be wild if after all of this, we ended up right back to where we were February 2020.
Just took a tiny bit there in X. Tiny bit there in X. Looking to add here.
Can you teach me Fang chart? I need to scalp these. Hey, absolutely. My email address is my name, Zunaid, at benzinga.com.
Added a tiny bit.
Willing to learn.
Just getting in there, X there, guys. 2 entries there. Got in there at the 22 level and also the 25. My average is right now sitting at 23s. So 23s there for X. I told you I wanted to wait for the pullback now. Now we're going to look for the move right back up above VWAP and then holding VWAP. That's what we want to see. So I'll show you guys that trade right here. This is X. So you get this rounding bottom, kind of the cup and handle. Now I just tried to get in on that handle. Want to see it get back through that resistance too, which is the 2050. That would be our profit take above that 2048, and then looking for a move back towards the highs, which is 2073. Let's see what happens here. Not a bad risk there. We're going to risk towards 2015, so that's only an 8-cent risk for potentially a nice 20-cent reward on the first profit, and then probably about 40 or 30 cents on the second profit. We'll see what happens there. X, also looking for BTU to come back to VWAP. Not going to overreact. Going to wait for it to come through there. Let's take a look at the SPY. SPY still showing strength, trying to get through 373s. Looks like we're having that kind of pushback day. Apple, really good day there. Looks like a lot of these SPY names still holding their strength there. Tesla still up 8%. Fang up. ENPH, solar stock pushing. NVIDIA up, taking a nice lift there today. MRO up. Generac up 6%. That's not a bad one to keep on watch. XOM up 5.6. One that we were watching this morning. Not a bad day there for some oil names. All right, catching up with the chat, guys. If you guys got one, we could take a look at it. Can I teach you Fang chart?
Yeah, oh, my bad. I addressed this. I was like, yeah, you're more than welcome to. You've got our email addresses. You have our Twitter handles.
Frenchie, come on, hit us up.
I know someone had DM me over the weekend. I'm going to get back to you about the trading view thing. So if you're watching, I appreciate that. I'm going to get back to you and check and make sure everything is good on that side.
Well, I just changed the background there. So you see Money Mitch at BZ.
Oh, very cool.
You can hit it up. There you go. You can let us know if you want to come on. I'll throw you the link. I got no problem. Reach out to me. And I actually would click off of it. Ha ha ha. Right back.
Trying to take a look around and see what else I can play, but I'll be honest, I've started off pretty red, clawed back green thanks to Amazon, thanks to JD, and thanks to the Apple short that finally worked the third times around. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else I want to play. Amazon should have held on some more as it broke the 110 level, but that's quite all right. We'll take our profits and run. If you like Chinese stock to the long side, and if you believe the market will keep running as well, JD's not a bad one. Your stop loss on JD could be about 62.72 crack below, so you're risking about 30 cents or so. I'm personally not going to go ahead and play it because, again, I had to crawl my way back to green, barely green. It's not like I can really write home about it, so I don't want to take anything that's not a solid setup for me. And there's Apple continuing to march.
All right, X looking good for us now, starting to hold VWAP, and that's what we wanted to see. Now we want to see a takeoff to 2050s. Looking good for us here right now in X. X trying to give it to me. It's trying to give it to me. Trying to play that song loud. Let's go.
Yeah, see, now you're going to wake up your wife and the cats and everybody.
It's time to wake up, bro.
I assume you wake up earlier than your wife does?
Yeah, but she wakes up early too, so I don't gotta worry too much. Okay.
That's not bad.
She's already working, but yeah, she will tell me I get loud. Got too excited today on stream. I'm like, yeah, that's me. You know me.
There you go. You've got Tesla again. That $700 level that we talked about. We said, look, if you want to start buying 700, and the closer you can get it to the 695, 690 area, the better. And Tesla just bounced straight up off of that $700 level, gave you 8 points on TSLA. Looking around to see if I like anything else, and I'll be honest, I do not. Let me go ahead and check back on. Oh, I had lost on Facebook as well. I'm just reviewing my trades here. It looks like I played REV. That was a quick little scalp. Where did I sell that one at? REV. Sold it at 30s. Now it's at 50s because, of course, it is. Could have taken more profits there. That's fine. Disney is being talked about quite a bit. Let's check it out. Disney. Nice. It's weak, but it does have room 296. The question is, where's your stop loss? I think your stop loss is a crack below 94.34s, and that's like 60, 70 cents away. Not the best way. Again, obviously doesn't mean that it can't work, but boy, if you really wanted to go for Disney, sorry, give me a sec here. What is going on with Coin?
Coin is just ripping, dude.
It is. It looks like I've got some bearish activity in Coin. The $58 puts coming in on the ask for about $100,000. If you want to go short Coin, cool. Break of 60, you're out. So I'd say 60.14, you're out. You're risking yourself about maybe 40 cents there. But the reason I want to bring up Disney is because look at how well you had the 93.50 hold the past 2-3 sessions, and that's exactly the level where it came down and bounced from. And you do have a 93, so you would have been risking about 50 to 60 cents, but you got yourself a nice $1.50 move or so on DIS. And Apple just staircasing itself up here. Phew, look at that. Just marching its way up on Apple. Ticker AAPL. And of course, we do have the List Makers event for esports tomorrow. I know Mitch is going to be having an interview with, let me check here, with Super League Gaming. Is that right?
Yeah, man, I've interviewed them before. We're going to definitely get into it. Ann Han, otherwise known as the Gallica Queen. If you guys don't know that, you probably been missing the earlier interviews with Ann Han. So I'll give you guys that as a little bit of a preview action. I definitely know Ann Han from Super League Gaming, so stay tuned for that. That's the CEO. And we'll talk a lot about what's going on in gaming overall. So it'll be an interesting topic.
Yeah, then you've got who's doing the panel? Let's see, who's doing the panel? I think Chris is, right? Yeah, Chris is doing the panel on the future of esports. So he'll have a couple of cool folks up there from Dark Zero, Xset, TSM. So it'll be fun for sure. Yeah, I'm just looking at this itinerary to see
Let's
what,
go.
to
Let's
see what
go.
to expect.
Let's see if we can get it on up there. Looks like I got some people Blanco trading with me on the X. We'll see if we get it up there. Let's go. Someone wants to take a look at Clovis for Jessica. I'll take a look. Of course I'll do that. All right, X is coming on down there like I talked about it. We're going to look to see if it holds 2015. It's going to maybe test it right here. Just look to see if we get below that, because I definitely don't want to see that crack. We're doing a small risk here. We don't want to see it get through, let's say, 2010s. That would be a really negative. It would break the pattern. We want to see it hold, get right back above 2020s, get back above the VWAP. We'll see what happens there. Clovis is looking good right now. Let's take a look here. It's still holding the move right now. Let's take a look at the daily. Actually, let's go to the hourly. Kind of get out of the daily action. You can see here, this was kind of one price action that you broke away from. Now you just got through the second action. I think this is now you're getting the kind of that third leg on up. Sometimes you might get the fifth wave as the biggest wave. Normally that's the third wave, which is this middle wave here. But now you're looking at least on the Elliott wave to really give you that nice lift. Where can we run into some resistance? Let's look at the 4-hour highs, see where we actually run into this gap zone here. You just hit it now, 169. You need to get above there and really start clearing into this shadow zone. The shadow zone could bring you above $2 here. So we'll see if it actually gets moving here, but it is starting to hit some resistance. And what do we see at the top? We see a doji or an evening star. And so that shows this potential turnaround here towards VWAP. Doesn't always secure it, but it is showing me a little bit of some weaker signs here at the resistance. Let's go. Let's go.
Sorry, just doing some affiliate work here. Windows. Yeah, I think we've got a Fed speaker every day this week. I'll be honest, I haven't really. I mean, I've already said it. I'm all over the place today. I haven't really checked to see what the schedule looks like and whatnot. Well, let me go back to these charts here. $700 level so far holding on Tesla. And of course, 137, 100 rejected. Nice little crayon drawing on Apple. The white one went ahead and smack dab rejected from that. I'll go ahead and put my charts up here. There you go. You can see the little drawing there on Tesla rejected, coming back down. And of course, we'll go ahead and draw a yellow little highlighted box.
Just added there to X, adding to X, BTU taking off there. Gets me that I can't catch BTU, but I could add towards my trade now, looking like it's holding here. The 2021s look. So we just added towards that. Let's take a look here at the 1 minute so I can show you guys where I got in, where I'm adding. I'm adding right back into here after we confirmed the low here of the 2021, right? And now it's trying to hold that. We want to see it hold 2020 now and start getting through the VWAP and holding back up there. Let's see if we get this to break back on out through. And you can also draw a trend line from that peak here. And you want to see it get back on up here. So we're looking for it to show up in this space. Let's see if we can get that.
What was I about to do? Oh yeah, Calendly.
Jesse Hernandez, I'm here for you, man. Like always, man, I'm here to find and look for opportunities. Like always, guys, make your own investment decisions. But that's what I'm here for. I'm here to try to help you guys learn from process, show you guys if there's any red flags out there, anything that I'm seeing holding well. Like always, I'll try to point to the sectors, the industries. If you guys got something to take a look at or an area, call it out. We'll definitely throw it up. Like I know Jay in the chat was mentioning really early on how he was seeing the beaten down names, getting that lift. And that's what I've been seeing also. I cut Zunaid. I'm sorry.
I don't think you did. I'm good. I'm just handling like Mitch mentioned at the top here. We all have different responsibilities for Benzinga. So Mitch handles all things shows. He does a bunch of other stuff too. Ryan takes care of customer support at Benzinga for Benzinga Pro. I go ahead and deal with affiliates and whatnot. So I'm just handling some affiliate stuff that
hell yeah,
that we've got going on here. But there's Tesla, though. You can go ahead and see it. Little boxy box, trying to break out of that box, trying to break the 708s, trying to make its mark towards 710s. And there is Apple just staircasing.
SPY continuing up, the new high of day there, new high of day alert on the SPY. Kind of what we were looking for. So if you're playing this bounce and you're just maybe looking to see when you're going to take profits, like always, determine your own profit risk. But this is kind of what I would say here, the third drive. And so I'm thinking we get one more drive, maybe 378s. I don't know if we get to the 380s today, but if you already look on the daily, what did we do? We bounced off that RSI. That was exactly what I was looking for in pre-market, and that's what we got here. So it doesn't mean that it's going to always last, right? You could run into some resistance at the 380s or somewhere in there, but definitely to me, dead cat rally, pushing back, giving us opportunities as day traders to catch the early on momentum. And I hope somebody was able to capture some of that momentum today.
There's Disney making its march up, goes ahead and breaks the 95.13s.
Bye-bye. JD, how's that doing? Ooh, just broke down a little bit there. JD broke down a little bit there, guys. Just be careful, guys. I'm seeing a little bit of a flush down in JD. That looks like a little bit of a trap candle right there. Look at this. Pow! Right back down there. I was trying to hold VWAP. Now it's starting to test down here towards the lows. We'll see if it gets back through 63, but definitely a little bit of a pullback there. And IO holding VWAP right now, just put in a strong candle there. Would definitely wanted to see it hold 22, 28s here on any pullback to see if it can get up through these levels. NIO has been pointing to the upside. Let's see XPEV, another EV China name. This one actually looking like it's pulling back, but it did gap up. So just to kind of keep that one in mind. Thank you, Frenchie. We'll look after that email, and we'll definitely reach back out to you. Thanks, Ed Watts. We try not to, get too crazy with our technicals, but just try to show you what we would be looking at. Like always, that's the best way that we think you can learn. And you'll see one thing, different time frames, right? And so a lot of times I'm using the 3, the 5, and the 15. But then you'll also see Zunaid uses more of the 10, right? And so there you guys have it. Check that out. There's difference there. And one thing that you guys can take from there is how can I approach it into this market? How can I use my strategies to kind of improve? Where can I learn strengths from Zunaid? Where can I learn strengths from Money Mitch? And hopefully apply those to your own system. Gold. How's the gold trade today? That's actually a good mention. Blanco mentioning here about NEM, Newmont. Nice breakout there. Look at that. Nice little push there in gold today. So looks like what? I love gold today, baby. You know it. We love gold here. So definitely going to keep this on radar. We'll see how gold performs right now. It's up about 2.05%. Silver actually up higher. So take a look at silver names today, breaking up to the upside here. FSM, AG, nice little moves there today. And EXK here, and Dow Silver Corp getting a nice little push there in some of these. So keep these on your radar as we're not looking too bad there. Getting the music up a little bit. Turn up.
Yeah, taking a look and seeing what Tesla's trying to do. It poked above, hasn't quite come back down, and Apple's still kind of hanging in that range that we've drawn out here.
Someone talking about short Apple?
Strong. Oh, here, let's pull it up. I tried shorting Apple 3 times. I was only profitable once. So I am not going to do it unless it goes ahead and cracks below VWAP and below the 135.50 on the 10-minute. I will not be shorting Apple. I learned my lesson.
BTU with a nice day.
A couple of bucks, man. Appreciate you, Bick.
Nice day there. All right, guys, seeing this X battling here, this 2020, 2021. Be careful. It could wick down there, but we already know our stop point. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do a stop limit here. I'll do 2017 on the trigger, 2015 on the limit here. So just to kind of give you guys that insight there, I'm putting that on there so I don't have to worry about the position anymore. And I can just leave it off here and we'll see what happens.
Neil, to answer your question, when you say something is strong, what is it based on? So whenever I say something is strong, typically I try to say relatively strong. But if I don't say relatively, if I just say, hey, it's strong compared to blah, 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 or just strong, I'm talking about strong compared to SPY. So a good example here would be, let's go and throw up Tesla. So you can see the SPY at the moment is up about 2.5%. SPY is up about 2.5%, where you have Tesla is up about 9%. So compared to the SPY, Tesla is a lot stronger and it continues to move on up as well. And I can't think of any ticker that's kind of weak right now, but if SPY is up 2.5%, if you have a ticker that's in the negative, then you can say, hey, this ticker X, whatever it might be, not the actual ticker X that Mitch is trading, is weak compared to the market, because the market's up 2%, but this ticker is down 1%. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, looking for a slight little pullback here in LAC. It's setting on up for a nice little upside move here. It doesn't look too bad. It is bouncing back here off the daily, but it does look interesting here right off the 2125 level or 2120s. Looking for a little bit of a pullback. It's already at the 2130s, so don't want to overextend myself and jump in too quickly here. But LAC does look good here for some upside push, but need a pullback. We'll see if we get it.
Yeah, Neil, if you want to learn more about it, you can go ahead and Google relative strength in the stock market or stocks or whatever. And you should get some solid insight off of that. And there's Tesla popping above the bubble.
I'll tell you what I'm looking for. If I say something strong, is more than likely the industry is up and the stock itself has a high percentage move relative probably to the other names in the industry. And nice. So that's what I try to point to. I try to look always some sector to industry to then going into the stocks. A lot of times I'll tell you, hey, gold is up. That doesn't mean GOLD ticker. That means all the names in the industry are pointing towards, at least if you compile them in an index, it points to the upside. That's what I like to look at, guys. How's our save doing today? All right, coming on back here. I know the airlines and the cruises have been the most beat down stocks. So if these can get a good day, hey, maybe you start seeing the trash rally back here. So I'm taking a look right now at a stock like Carnival Cruise. Would I keep this one for a swing? Hell no. But do I want to maybe play it for a one-day trade? Why not? So let me go ahead and see what happens here. I'll let you guys know if I get into CCL. I'm looking for it to come back on through here. You can see a long-term pre-market trend line that you were trying to come back through. So that's what I'm looking at right now. And there's an actual longer-term bear pattern that if it could break 10, it would break out of that bear pattern. And so we'll look to see if we can get through those levels and see that nice lift come into Carnival.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and head out. But before I go, I do see some call buying in Tesla 800s that expired July 1st, approximately $200,000 worth. Keep an eye on Tesla. The week is short. Would not be surprised if this one makes its march towards 750s or so. However, to me, the closer you get this to 700 in VWAP, the better. Since it's about 12 bucks away from that, I'm not going to go ahead and grab any contracts. Also because my E-Trade isn't working properly. And on my Thinkorswim, I don't trade options there. I just keep it equity. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and head out, man. Hopefully get some rest on here. But you just got another $250,000 on that same 800 strike expiring July 1st on Tesla. So that's just me telling you facts, and you can decide what you want to do in terms of your trade. If you want to buy it, ignore it, whatever. It's up to you. Don't blame me. But you good, Mitch?
Yeah, I'm good. I'll go ahead and I'll hold it down like always, guys. Taking a look here at X. So we've been watching this pattern develop. I'm actually going to take a bigger time swing here. I've been slowly getting into this. Just added to the position here one last time here. You guys know I like to sometimes get into it in thirds here. So now I'm taking my big swing here. Just got into that. Just added a little bit there at the 2030s. Want to see it hold now, break even on the downside. Don't want to see this 23s break. If that happens, we're probably going to go ahead and get on out here. I'm closer now towards 26. So like we're touching it right now, my break even. We need to see it get back above VWAP and hold. So that's a 32 and it close above 32 here. We'll see if that can happen for us here on X. And is X gonna give it to me? Let's go. Let's see what happens here. Like always, smash up the like, guys. We're gonna keep going here. And if you guys got some stocks to check out, definitely throw them up. All right, going to keep a watch on this. I need to go get some orange juice, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and I have a stop already placed, so I don't have to stress too much about that here. I can go ahead and set it on up here. All right, just added those last little shares there. So I want to make sure that I get it on up here. All right, there you go. We'll see what happens here. Let's keep on watch to see if X can get through that. I definitely need to go ahead and grab some orange juice, but I'll leave you with a little bit of Benzinga Pro Scanner Life.
Breaking news. U.S. Treasuries. In the case of nuclear or radiological fallout, people living around the desert.
RTW retail wins hitting a high of 45 cents. Seeing some chat room mention on RTW retail wins. Coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern Time today, the federal budget balance for January. Earnings after the close today from EFX, Equifax, MGM Resorts, NTAP NetApp, and U.S. Nu Skin, PS Pluralsight, TRIP, TripAdvisor reporting after the close.
All right, traders. Sorry about that. Just had to get me some OJ. You guys know me. I need my OJ. Pinky on up, team. Pinky on up. Let's see what we got here. All right, focusing here on X. Trying to see what we're going to get this next lift or not. Cheers, cheers. Let's keep it going. What about the SPY? All right, I'll take a look here. What do you think about shorting the SPY here? Let's go ahead. Let's take a look. Let's see what we got here. All right, so I'm just going to keep this on watch. Anything below 21 should get us out there. We don't want to risk too much because we've been adding to the name. So I'll keep this on watch. We'll see if X is going to give us that lift and give us that nice push on up. Of course, we want it to get up into this box. I'll draw a green so you guys can see that as where we're looking towards. Let's go towards the SPY, and I'll do a 3-level chart here so that you guys can keep watch of that X trade on the right-hand side here. Black sky, that already gave up that game, but there's the SPY, right? And so now you're starting to see a little bit of a tipping action. What I would do is I'd use something like a 5-minute chart. I don't want to go too crazy with like a 3-minute or a 1-minute chart. So I want to draw kind of here a trend line and look for it to hold. It can hold the 9 EMA pullback, so you can also draw where the resistance are, right? And so you saw resistance, and you eventually tried to use this 375 area as support. So below that 375, that's when I would start looking at potentially reversing on the SPY. But one thing to keep in mind is that if it can hold that, it could take out 376. I talked about maybe potentially 380s being the resistance above. So I do think that you still have room that it could go towards the upside there. So you just got to be careful. I am seeing a little bit of a wick here in X. Going to keep it on watch. We don't want to see closing below here, because if it closes below here, yeah, we could get that downside and all of a sudden get out of this name here. Looking for it to really recover immediately so that we can get back on up through the VWAP. If not, it's probably going to reject and we'll get out of this trade here. We'll see what happens. I'm still in it right now. Haven't gotten out yet. SPY is looking like it wants to come back through that 376. So that's where I would be careful. You could draw kind of a line to keep this in watch to see when this turns red and closes below that. You want to see a close below that and maybe using it as resistance to really show you that trend turnaround. All right, let's go ahead. If you guys got one to take a look at or throw the pinky on up, that's what it's all about. Mullen higher, says Hex. Hey, I mean, taking a look at the Mullen life, not a bad stock. It definitely likes to move when it does. And there you have it. Nice little push there from 150s to 159. We'll see if that can continue to run, but definitely some volume coming into this name right now. Black Sky still hasn't gotten that volume to come on back. If you guys got one, check it out. I've been saying SPY to 300 by August. Might as well put my money where my mouth is. You might as well, Jonathan. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Why not taking a kind of a cheaper name option for longer term Could get rewarded big on that. Doesn't seem too bad to take a look at that. How about Ross? Let's take a look at Ross. Ross Store is looking like it's trying to get pushed back up. I heard mention today of TJX. So maybe they run really side and side. And so if you want to take a look at that one, that was Stephanie Link that mentioned TJX. Not a bad one. Had a nice little push on up. You can see it's trying to be another step on up here. All right, there, guys. I'm out of X there. Just got stopped out of that one. Hey, didn't want to get stopped out on that one. Just it happens sometimes, guys. So one of the things is I want to see how we're doing on the day. So not looking too bad. We had, of course, the X loss. We had, of course, the black sky loss, but we're still deep into the green here. So not doing too bad because BTU was such a good winner. And this is what I mean by having the right risk to reward and going with smaller share size in certain names. And there you guys have it. I did lose in X. I did lose in Black Sky, but I'm still deep into the green today off of one trade on BTU. So that's what I like to do. I like to make sure that I keep the probability in my side. And sometimes the trade's going to go against you. Sometimes it is, like it did in X. And you got to make sure you know where your out spot is. For me, that was right there. I can't complain now. And I can just look at some other charts and try to find another trade. There's no reason why we can't find another trade. All right, let's keep it going. Can you check out UA? I got you. I'll check out UA. We got to keep it going, guys. We're going to try to do a really good job today. We're trying to get through this 824 here. Dealing with, not having Lloyd Ryan today. I'll try to do my best by myself here. I still got about 30, 40 minutes till we get to Benzinga Live. So do me the favor, guys. Smash up that like. We want to see the likes continue building here. I want to see at least 300 to 400 likes for me to stay on past 11. If not, we got to get on out of here, guys. So do me the favor and hit that like. Under Armour trying to find some bounce today. This looks like one of those stocks that, had just been beaten down. Could get some raise today. Is it going to make a monster move? I wouldn't think so. But that doesn't mean that you can't see it raise today like BKS, Nike also in that similar shoes. So take a look at that. Nike, nice little push on up. You could see UA now follow. So it's not a bad one to keep on watch right now. All right, what's going on out there? Jessica, 110% on CLVS. That's how you do it. Love it. Lisa, yeah, I mentioned that Mullen is spiking a little bit. Doesn't look too bad. Sending love from Sacramento. Hey, Sacramento's not too bad of a city. I definitely need to go visit more of Northern California. I visited a lot of Southern California. I need to get on up there. Love the show, Red Drum. Smash it on up. All right, let's take a look here. Can you check Baba again or Airbnb? Yeah, of course we can. We can take a look at some of those. I did see ALV. Don't know this one, so I'll take a look at it. I know Sophia mentioned it above. So I got you, Sophia. I'll take a look. Looks like you're getting up there back towards the 75. Let's take a look at the daily chart on this one. Definitely coming on back here, trying to fill in some of this gap zone. So I say this gap zone is in place today. It could get you up there to 75.64. So you still got a little bit of ways for that. You could run into the pre-market high and find some resistance that's around 75.66. But it wouldn't be a bad level if it could fill in the shadow there on up there towards that level on up. So you've seen that shadow fill today. Not a bad trade there as it went through here, 72, 73, up there towards the high. You got a low there and close of 75, 74. So look for that to kind of come into play, 75, 74. You can see here we were up there towards 75.50s in the pre-market. Let's see if we get through that level today. Let's go. Let's keep the tunes going here. All right, CLVS. So we've talked about that one multiple times, Barb. So we'll kind of move forward on that. Tesla has just been an absolute monster today towards the upside. And I was looking towards the upside on Tesla today just because it had a lot of bottoming action. A lot of people looking towards the downside. I could see it getting on up here towards around here, trying to fill this gap. We talked about the gap fill. Could we get it? Right there, you're getting that gap fill right now. So boom, not a bad day there for Tesla. This is where I could start seeing it start turning around here. So just be careful around there as we're starting to get through the shadow and filling into some resistance now as you're seeing this push on up there through the zone there. Not a bad day there for Tesla. Pushing on back here. All right, Palantir, nice slow uptrend. Yeah, I could see that kind of just getting that uptrend there. What's the best way to scan for trades that are less than $5 and are moving up? So one of the things that I would talk about there is use a little bit of a volume filter. So if you're using a price filter like $5, use maybe a volume filter of maybe shares trading in the day above 1 million. Because one of the main concerns with a $5 stock is liquidity. Right? Not saying that you can't trade these names or even penny stocks for that main, but you want to have liquidity in the name. You want to be able to see that it's trading a lot so that you can get in and out quickly and not have those huge spreads that we sometimes see with the lower volume and lower price names. Appreciate it, Daniel. All right, let's keep going. Let's see what we're seeing on out there. BTU, what a monster up there now towards 25.50. This is one that we had earlier on. Could have held on it, but hey, we took some profit into 24. Didn't want to hold into this pullback, but it's made a nice little run there up there to 24.50s. And coal is up the highest right now, so it doesn't look too bad. Silver continuing that lift. Are any of these by VWAP? Looks like aluminum. So let's take a look at AA. AA setting on up has been beaten down as of late, really beaten down. So you could see a little bit of a bounce there, but it is trying to hold the gains. Can't hold it right now. We'll see if this VWAP bounce kind of holds right now. What I would look for it to hold is any pullback towards this 50.81. So maybe a pull to 50.81 and then getting back through that level of 51 could give you that benefit to take a shot. Looks like I'm getting some lawn mowing in the background here. So give me a second here. Let me check on who the hell is cutting the lawn next to me. So sorry if you hear a crazy noise right now. So put myself in the background right quick. Let me check on the hell's going on outside. All right, guys. So yeah, it looks like someone's cutting the grass next door. So if you do hear some noise, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower my mic a little bit. You guys might see my voice come down a little bit, but that's just to avoid the noise coming in here. So if you guys hear something, please let me know if you guys hear it at all. Don't want to make you guys hear that because I know I can hear it blowing up my ears, but I'll put the music a little louder. I'll put myself a little lower. That should be fine there. Jessica, patience is the key. I made no trades today. Don't chase stocks out of the gate. Most of my watch list has not come back in for an entry, not a day for short scalps. Agreed completely. And this is so important, right? So knowing what you're looking for and also executing the plan. I talked about it early on that I was a little upset that I missed stocks like XOM and NVIDIA. Reason why? I had the outlook. I was already looking at those stocks. I was looking to execute it right out the gates. And that's usually when I do well on out of the gates plays, is when I already have the mentality. I'm looking for A, B, and then I'll do C. That's the way I like to approach it. If I'm going to make a trade right out the gates, a lot of that is going to be because the trade's already fully planned out, and that helps me understand my risk so that I don't feel too uncomfortable about taking the trade. All right, you don't hear the lawnmower, so hey, I'll take it as the noise gate actually working well here. Get some noise insulation. I mean, you don't hear when a lawnmower is next to you guys? If you have that kind of house, please let me know, because I've never lived in a house where I didn't hear the lawnmower and it was next to me. We'll see what happened out there. BZ Pro still not working, Bobby White. I'm sure they're working Andamit on this. I'll tell you right now, there's a reason why. You guys are seeing Lord Ryan not just here chilling and hanging out and trading with us. He's working hard to fix this. So stay in the battle, guys. We'll see what's going on out there. All right, SPY getting up there towards 376. Starting to top out a little bit here. I think we can get to 378, but I don't see much higher than that. So I'm really starting to see that we can get some topping out action here. Apple also showing us some topping out action. So we'll see if it can get back up there. It just gave kind of an evening star kind of look there. So we'll see if this starts turning around. Tesla also, I mean, it's driven up pretty big here. Now up there to 720s. We could see a turnaround to VWAP. So you could start seeing some reversal style trades. If you see some multiple 1 minute struggling here, you could see it get pulled right back down to that 710. So let's take a look here. What stocks are really up here? Coin, Rivian. Those are the stocks that I could see it coming right back down here. You can see it's fighting to get back above there. Now we're going to get to certain levels where we start hitting some resistance. We'll see if it comes back on through that resistance. That's 60.03. And then from there, it can continue going towards the next level. Let's take a look here on the hourly. Next level is a gap close up there towards 63.76. Don't think it gets up there today, so you could start seeing some turning around. What I would use is maybe a 15-minute, and when you see that 15-minute pattern break, that doesn't look too bad. 5-minute pattern still has a little bit of still a little bit of strength. So let's see if it gives one more drive and then quickly turns around. SPY also up there now at 376.07. Let's take a look at some of the Bitcoin names. I'm that neighbor, says Andres. Bro, saying we don't hear it in your mic. It's okay, no worries. I was just saying that, hey, as long as you guys don't hear it, I'm a happy man, Rolando. Don't worry. I'm sorry about it. I didn't make you feel bad if I mentioned that comment. But no lawnmower noise in the basement. Hey, it's right outside. So we'll see what happens here. As long as you guys don't hear it, I'm a happy man. All right, let's look at, let's say, Hood. Is that starting to show some weakness there? That's up about 9.46%. Let's see if some of these start turning around, right? I mean, ARKK still showing us that lift there. So we're still seeing that nice little push from some of these names like Tesla, DNA now pushing, Unity showing a little bit of topping. I remember when I talked about this one at 30s, it has been a good look into the 30s. I might start dipping my toes in Unity eventually here as we're seeing some bounce back. But definitely some of these names, some of these Kathy names coming back today, Roku coming back today. So we'll see if these can kind of really catch some bids. Right now, it's been all about energy leading us up. So XOM, boom, been a monster trade today, guys. It was my favorite look today. Didn't catch it. Kind of upset I didn't catch it. We had this nice approach here. But look, good look today. XOM about 6.4%. SU, don't know this one. Suncor Energy. You're going to take a look at this one more often as it's having a good day today. And I can take a look at some other names like Chevron up about 4%. So definitely seeing that nice bidding action in energy off of the bounce. Negative divergence, Jonathan, on which ones? Just so I can make sure we touch it maybe or go back to it. Actually, my neighbor takes care of all my mowing. He's an awesome neighbor. Dude, Richard, tell him to come over here. No, I'll let you guys know. I was actually buying I was using like marketplaces to buy a lot of my lawn care goods this weekend. I was doing some woodworking, even some IKEA buying. So it was a rough weekend, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. All right, let's take a look here at Gush. Gush getting up there to 160.75. So definitely seeing a bounce back in energy. Let's take a look at technology. Now we're starting to see a little bit of topping action in some of these names. Let's take a look at some of the leaders, right? Apple up about 3.9%. Microsoft about 2.6%. Google 4%. TSM 2.6%. Look how you got in this drive, right? And so I've talked about this all the time on this kind of pattern. This is a beautiful pattern here. So you can see here how you're getting on up there. You can see how you got kind of this pennant look here, right? And so you can draw it from that bottom low and draw it to this low here where you see the wicks. You got in what? 1 attempt to go up, 2 attempts to go up, 3 attempts to go up. It just needs to hold support. We're seeing that hold of support now. It could take out the trend line and come back on through 87.50, giving you that nice lift. If it does break down through 87 on the downside, we could get a break of the 86.81s and then start breaking the pattern and seeing a retrace. So it doesn't look bad towards the upside here on TSM. but I just wanted to kind of draw out the pattern there for us to take a look. On an overall market breadth, Mitch, we'll see how it plays on out. Rally seems strong. It does. I'll take a look here at the FinViz, and I'll take a look here really quickly to see some market breadth data. And you can see here we've gone up about 3% from the SMA 200 outlook. So definitely seeing some push. And what you can see today is in the advancing stocks, there's 80.9% of stocks that are up, declining 14.6%. New highs, 14.9%, 85.1%. I think the percentage to keep on watch here is the SMA 50. See if this turns around really big. This morning, it was closer to 13%. Now it's at 16.5% of stocks bullish above the SMA 50 here. So keep that one on your radar just to throw some market breadth data on out there. All right, I was wondering if you knew anything about RDX options, been set to close only. It has over 100% short interest. They took the buy button away. They aren't even worth intrinsic value. That's something that we can keep on watch on it. I've talked about the dangers of red box and why I don't want to trade it. If I were trading it, it was on the downside. And I talked about that at an important level. I talked about that at 1682s, that it could go back to $10. And in 2 days, it was down there, down 40%. So I'm going to try to stay away from making too many comments on this one, Sean. Could it come back? Are they fighting it? Is there over 100% short interest? I have no confirmation on any of those, but I have seen the talk on Reddit. So, hey, who knows? Jonathan Lovelace, good eyes on that negative divergence, brother. Most peeps are not aware about it and important. So thank you for pointing that out. All right, so the other day I showed a map here that was all red, right? Everything was into the red. Take a look at the heat map today, guys. Look at this. Green all around, and this is what I was looking for, a little bit of a dead cat rally. Some people like to ask me, is this a dead cat rally? Well, one of the things that you look at in a dead cat rally is to see if there's a few names that are leading you up. But it looks like it's an everything rally back. And so it could be that we were just so beaten down. But the big thing for me is not going to be on day one. It's the day two move that I need to pay attention to. So keep that on our radar. If we see a day two move and we see the same kind of lift in all these names, then yeah, we could start really paying attention to see if we're going to get that continued lift. You're seeing Tesla up 10%. You know, if we could see another 5% day, yeah, we're having that booming rally. But it doesn't mean that it's not a dead cat rally either. So just be careful on out there. We'll see what happens, guys. All right, 11:05. We're going to get you on over to Benzinga Live next. But first things first, did you guys hit the like today to get us to that level that I wanted to keep going? So I'm going to take a look here to see how many likes we got. Where are we at here? Looks like we're at 305. We need to get to 400 here, guys. Smash up that like. I want to keep going here. I don't want to kind of cut short on you guys and bring you guys into Benzinga Live, but I need you guys to smash up that like. We have over 500 people here, so hit that like if you haven't done so already, and let's keep it going. All right, what other stocks are being mentioned? Let's take a look at the SPY. We're already seeing that pullback here coming on into play, so I am starting to see a little bit of that topping action here around the 376. We could start taking some attempts here on the downside. Just want to see some trend lines really start breaking, like here on Apple. You have a strong trend. You want to see if that starts breaking down to showing you some weakness. Right now, it hasn't broken down, so I don't get too excited too quickly. I look for this to really start giving me that topping sign and breaking a trend here. And so you can see here the early trend here. Now we're starting to see Tesla break a little bit here. 720s or above, 722.40s will be kind of that out if you wanted to take your attempt here as 722.50s. Anything above that would get me squeezed on out. But what I would look for is a little tick above 720s here, and then look to get short. You can see here we already got in a high of 720.92. Let's see if we can get into 721s and then see that decline. But right now it does look like you're starting to see a little bit of topping in Tesla. Smash it up, guys. Let's go. Disgusting display of likery. Damn right. My man Daniel Walston coming in. Smash it on up. All right, looks like we're at 326. We need a couple more likes here, guys. I do want to take another trade. You guys want to see me take a trade here? Smash it on up. I am seeing the rule of 4 coming on in there on Tesla. So I'm willing to take a Tesla short if you guys are willing to go ahead and smash it on up here. All right, going to get a little bit of a bounce here in Tesla. Looking for it to get slightly above 720s. Then we can go ahead and nail it on. You guys smash up that like button. Can we at least get to 350? Come on, guys. We can get it up there. Is Bark and talking? Ooh, Bark. EBIX. Don't know that one. I'll take a look at it. EBIX. Let's take a look at that. That's a $16 stock. Has tried to make a move on up today, trying to fill in some of this gap zone. So I see the shadow zone that you might be looking to fill here on the daily. I would really want it to get back on up there. As you can see here, it needs to get on up there through the 1750s, 1760s. Let's see the high here, 1755, to really start getting it moving. So you want to see that continue the trend. This does look like a little bit of a dead cat bounce, but it needs to get above 17 really to start showing you that strength. Let's go. You seriously thinking about shorting Tesla at this level on this bounce? Yeah, I'll take a shot at it. But it needs to get on up there like it's doing now, 722, not break through the highs. So if it gets through the highs, then I don't even test it. So I give it the chance here. So I'll show you that right now. And so you see here how I have that high drawn out for me. I have the high drawn out for me. I'm giving it the chance to get through that 72.50 here. You see the rejection off of there. Boom. I nailed down right there. Now I got there 720s, 82, 720, 82s. And now I know my out at 72, 722, 50s. And so on a name like Tesla, I'll go ahead and I'm not worried about putting in a stop here at, like, let's say 723s, and I'll just put that out there. And if I do get stopped out, I'll get stopped out. But I took my entry there, and now we'll look to see if we get that takedown here. So you don't want to see it break that 72.50 because you probably get it to squeeze on through there. Also, you could see the spread open up there and just stop you out on that. So I'm giving it a little bit of a room, but we'll see what happens. It's a really small trade. I don't go big on Tesla ever. Really, I've never gone big on it. I usually try to stay small and take an attempt here. We'll see if it doesn't break through the highs there. But right there, boom, stop me out. I'll take the small loss there. Gave it a shot and stop out. It's okay to have small losses. What I think is not, at least definitely in this market environment, is to take some big losses. So we have taken small losses today, and that keeps us into the green, especially on a good trade like we had on BTU. So there's a little bit of a red trade. It stopped me out there, just wicked me out, but it's okay. It hasn't even really closed up there, but that's how it happens sometimes on Tesla. Maybe I didn't give myself enough room there. Maybe I should have used a little bit of the ATR to show me here what my risk should have been, about $2.10. So it could have been about $4. I usually like to 2 times the ATR on the risk, so that would have been a $4 risk. But that would have been up there towards 724. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to wait for it to actually break the trend. Not to get stopped out immediately, it's okay. That's one thing I want you guys to understand, especially when you're day trading. Stop outs immediately mean what? Risk management. It doesn't mean poor trade. That's what I want you guys to understand there. It's okay to understand that you need to get out. What's more important is executing your trade plan than seeing positive results. If you get addicted to the results, what ends up happening is you're going to have a bias when you get into the trade. That's what you don't want to be doing. So now we are seeing the SPY top out. So I could look back at Tesla, then put the risk above there, but I'm not going to go ahead and do that really quickly. What I like to do is really start seeing the breakdown happen. And you can see here, Apple, right, starting to break down. So let's put up a couple of charts here. I'm going to put up a 6 chart here. Look, so SPY, I'm going to leave it up here in the middle. I'll put Apple here to the left. I'll put Tesla here to the right. And then I'll start putting a name like, let's put NVIDIA here on the bottom side. So you guys can see that start to turn around here. NVIDIA is going to start looking like it wants to top on out there. So we'll see what happens there. Microsoft on the bottom left here. So you're looking to see if that tops out there. And then we could really start seeing this really get taken down. BTU trying to come back and trying to hold that, but you could see a turnaround there. The Q's also showing some topping action and showing you a topping candle on the 5-minute. So there, let's see what happens here. That's how it is. It's okay to get out of trades. It's not okay to just continuously stay in trades and just get pounded on when it goes against you. I'll tell you one thing. I don't think many of you guys can think about it, but hey, here it goes, guys. I have what? A really small loss on Tesla there. You guys want to know how much I lost? I don't do this often, but it's about $7.26. So what does that show me? Boom, managing on my upside, because today I have 3 losers, 1 winner, still in the green, guys. Still into the green. That shows you what? That I could be today, what? 1 out of 4 trades, 25% accurate, yet still into the green. Rev, oh, you're trying to rev up me. Let's take a look here. Rev, how's it doing today? Went up there towards the 450s. Eventually, I think this one's going to drop fast, guys, but just be careful out there. You are running into some resistance up here towards, I'll put it up towards the wick here. 483s. We got towards 478s today. That's where I'm really seeing some resistance up there in the high 4s. You could see it here on the 5-minute chart. I'm going to try to pull the price action down so you guys can see that a little bit more. Let me pull it down the RSI, the money flow, and our volume here so you guys can see the chart. You can see how there's some wicks, high wicks up there in the 470s. That's where I'm really starting to see the selling pressure come in. All right, let's see what's going on out there. How's the sectors? Technologies trying to continue the lift. Has pulled on up, but now showing you that evening star here, Doji, Hangman. There's that Hangman candle. We'll see if it can get back above that candle. That's an important candle there, showing you some topping out action. We'll see if it really tops out here. Energy pulling on back here, so maybe we get an energy outlook to kind of catch the bottom here. Gush coming back here towards the VWAP doesn't look bad here, but I would actually look to see if you can come back and test this zone here. 157 around there is where I like it, and I would look for the next level down support. You can draw it down here towards 155.88. Let's see if we get into this zone for a push back there in oil on the day, but the SPY is dropping fast there to 375. What time frame do you use the most? I use multiple, but I'm always looking at the daily chart. You'll see me look at the daily chart, see if we got resistance coming into play, seeing if there's some gap fill, trying to fill. And so perfect example is here on Apple, right? And so I'm going to try to delete some of these numbers here so that you guys don't see this craziness here. Let me just, there you go. Retrace levels. That's the retrace level. Let me go ahead and delete it here. Trying to get these retraces to disappear. There it is. All right, now you can see here, we're just filling into the shadow zone here. We just filled on up back to there. Now the next one would be a move to close this one. And so we'll look to see if we can get it to 140 on a day 2 move. I don't expect that to happen today. Expect this kind of high here around the 137s to hold here on upside. So you can see there around the 137 starts turning around. So that's using multi-time frames, working your way back into the shorter time frames like the 5 and the 15. Those are my favorite charts, at least on the intraday. And if I'm looking for bigger moves to catch, I'm looking at the hourly. And so the hourly tells me that bigger move that we just broke out of this pattern, made a leg up, doesn't mean that we won't run into the resistance here on the hourly chart. Traders going flat for lunch. Yeah, that could be it. There's accuracy in every time frame, but the longer time frames tend to be more reliable. 100%, Jonathan. If I could just trade off the hourly, I think I would be, honestly, I think I'd be pretty profitable. But the problem is that the patience level, right? I don't think I could hold a live trading stream and trade off of that 1 hour chart. You guys would have to wait like 2 or 3 hours for me to take the profit, or maybe an hour even into that move to take the profit. So that's kind of the look. And I really use when I've made the most money swing trading and hourly charts, attacking the daily charts, using the hourlies to give me the best entry, and then looking to watch the hourlies turn into a positive daily and giving that swing into that move. Oh, I lost Raphael. I was confused a little bit there by your question there. Literally $7. $7, man. $7. Not 730 on one contract. Yeah, Raphael, that would give me a little bit of a heart attack. I don't get to trade with that much money yet. I have a lot of money in here, but I'm not going to trade with that much money yet. And the big thing with that is that I also understand what I'm doing here, guys. I'm trading live in front of you guys, and I want to be worrying more about the process than the actual results and attaching myself to those. It can happen very easily. SPY did kind of turn around, but did give us a little bit of a push up, but couldn't hold the 376 push. That's the level on the upside that I'm looking for it to kind of keep holding, but it can't right now. Market is fighting back. We'll see if it's able to hold. All right, guys, what's going on out there? If you guys are taking a look, yeah, 730 would have been a lot different there, Raphael. Don't worry. I would have told you. You would have known. Let's go ahead. We'll see what's out there and if we can catch some bounces on out. But Google, not looking too bad. I know that this one has the stock split coming on up. So could see some good action in Google in the next couple of days. Could get a move back towards 2350s. That's still a 4% away. Just too expensive sometimes with Google. It's hard to come after it. Definitely seeing some good day in healthcare. Healthcare up about 1.39. So some of those names like UNH, not looking too bad. United Health taking a nice lift on up there. So you guys see how I work backwards a lot of times. I start at healthcare. I click on the top industry. And I start taking a look at some of those big names that are doing well there. And look for laggards, right? So perfect example. We're seeing all these stocks doing well, right? But Regen went from 600 down here towards 587. So let me actually try to get this one here. So I go in a shorter time frame, and I'm looking for some pullbacks to try to jump on here. It would be around this 588 level or above here towards 589. But you could look for a move back up through the 600. And what are you doing? You're looking at other names here and seeing if you can see that also that dip come in here. And so you could look at an industry outlook, and you're looking for this to continue pushing. You're looking at maybe some of these leaders to continue pushing. Maybe you see this NVO really take off, giving you the signal that maybe you can catch that now. Amgen pulling on back there towards the 237. You can see how this one pulled back after a nice push. Look for this one to take out 238. And then you can see maybe, all right, Regen coming back through 595 and 600 on the upside. Are you trading options? Sometimes we trade options. Zunaid and Ryan here love options. I personally stick to the equity, but it's all about what you guys want to trade. All right, guys, in a little bit, we'll be getting you guys on over to Benzinga Live. Guys, definitely smash up the like here. Is this the bottom, says AB? I don't know about the bottom, but hey, find out from AB. You guys let him know. What do you guys think? Is this the bottom? I think this is just a dead cat rally. I think that people need to stop calling the bottoms until we see the Fed change position. I think we're going to still see some downside. The Fed's still pointing towards getting some interest rate hike rates to come on in. Dead cat in oil. I don't honestly see the dead cat in oil. I see a real bounce here in oil. But we'll see. What I would like to see is if we see this kind of catch and close above this body on XOM. So 91.21, anything that close above that is going to give you what's called a bullish engulfing candle. And then we'll watch for day two moves. And what we really need to see is in the next, let's say 2 weeks, do we get back through 100? That would show us that, hey, it was a correction and we can look for some attempted buys on this. Another thing you can do is put it down towards the recent run. Where did you get this recent run? And where's the pullback level? So we're trying to reclaim the 61.8, which is 92. So let's see if we can close above 92 today. That's going to give us a good look for some upside. Jonathan says not the bottom. We'll see. Macroeconomic outlook is looking very bleak. Yes, that's why I say continued downside, but we'll see. Started a new MRO basket. Hey, we'll see what happens. The MRO, don't break all your eggs in one basket, though. Like always, you want to have multiple eggs in that basket, not just one. But MRO doesn't look too bad there. 25.41 is the level I'd give there. You want to see it close back above that 25.40. If it could close above that, you'll get the bullish engulfing candle, and that's what I'd be looking for. Bull rally in a bear market. That's the way I see it too. So, I mean, hey, can't blame you for that outlook. All right, we got about 8 minutes left here, guys. 8 minutes left. What do you guys want to check on out there? If you guys got a stock, you guys want to check it on out, we can go ahead and do so. Let's look at the ARKK. I was doing really well earlier today. You had names like Coin that were ripping. How's Coin now? Did it turn around fast? Let's take a look. There's some topping out action in Coin. You can see here on the 5-minute, you're going to run into that trend line. And when you run into that trend line, a lot of times that's where I start seeing that leak. And so, hey, Coin, I could see it pulling on back here towards maybe 58 and then going down to 56 today. We'll see what happens. It did do a nice run. Could continue to lift. I think you see a little bit of a turnaround here, but I'm not going to take the attempted short here. I'm sure Coin is kind of expensive right now. Hood also showing a pullback. It already went to VWAP, right? It didn't even give you that shot there at the VWAP. It showed you that turnaround. It just quickly flipped here. A lot of this based on this trend line. You draw the trend line. You could see it really when you start breaking. Then you start seeing the weak action coming on in. You need to watch it catch support. That's around the 774. If not, it could come down towards the next level, 764. All right, let's go. Let's go. IMPP. Don't break the ball in the same basket, too. Get multiple baskets and break one in each. Yeah, I like that approach, Jessica. All right, let's go. Let's take a look here. IMPP. Trying to get back over 58 cents, but daily volume, man. Daily volume is what I'll point to. Look at the daily volume. Look at the volume you had. Look at the volume you have now. Doesn't point towards upside for me. It points that it's just losing the favor. Agri. I don't blame you on the agri. I like the idea, but it's a farm product. It's coming back here. Daily chart actually looks good here. Sorry about the yawns there, guys. It's been a long morning already. We'll see if we can get this back through the 260s here. Does look like a nice pattern. It is coming on back here. I take a look at the daily chart. You can see here how you kind of broke back above this trend line. And ever since then, you've been holding well. So this is the candle that I would say really kind of gave us that solidifying upside look. And so 213s on the downside is definitely a level to look. If you break that, I'd be careful. Any move above 255 could give you that continuation up there towards 3. So keep that on watch. Right now, I see it drive up, drive 2, drive 3, a pullback, another drive. Should hold pullbacks closer towards 230s. We'll see if we get another drive above the 255s. All right, CLVS, I got you. I'll take a look at that one. We were looking at it earlier. It looked very strong early, so let's take a look here now. Clovis held the pullback to the VWAP. Let's take a look here on the 5-minute. You can see here it came back to VWAP, held VWAP. And so to me, that low is put in there at 179. You don't want to see 179 break. You want to keep seeing closes above the VWAP, and that's what you got all throughout here. So now you look for a wall set up at $2 and see if that breaks through. Let's see if the wall's setting up there. Might take a scalp with you guys there. I just saw 10,000 shares go through at 195, 9,090 shares at 197. So we could take an attempt here off the 190s. Let's go ahead and try to take a little bit of a scalp look here. I want to see a wall fill up there or sitting at the 2s. There isn't that wall just yet. I want to see it show up and show me that wall. I usually looking at the market depth here. I use the NASDAQ and a lot of the ARCA. And so I'm looking at the ARCA book to see if I can get a wall built up here at 2 or EDGX or NASDAQ. Start seeing that wall show up and then see it take out. This is why you want to have the tools to look at the market breadth. And so a lot of the times you want to go ahead and take a look to see if that market breadth is showing you that depth in the market is showing you that some bigger orders are setting up at important price points. That's what I look for a lot of the times. Right now, you are seeing the fill up in the 97s, but I want to see the twos show me a big level wall on the offer there and see it get taken out. Sal asking, what are the main differences between RSI and the money flow index? So when you look at the RSI, a lot of that times I'm going to look to see if the RSI matches the money flow index. They're going to tell you relatively close to the same information. But one thing that you want to see is if you see negative divergence. And we talked about this a little bit earlier with some other moves. And so when you've seen the money flow going up, yet you see the RSI going down, that's what you call negative divergence. So right here, you can see a tick down, and yet you can see here, we're actually ticking up on the money flow. And so I like to pay attention to that and know when it's in hand so that I can pay attention to see if the move is going in the right direction or in the same kind of outlook. So of course, money flow index, MFI, if you want to call it and look it up, it's the money flow index. And so this is really going to help you on determining momentum, measures of flow into and out of security over a specific period of time. And really, I mean, there's not really one that's different. The only difference here is that the MFI includes volume as well. The RSI does not include volume. And so that's why I'm looking to see if these are showing me what the same kind of signs to show me confirmation in the move. Don't use these as indicators for entries and exits. They're showing me description for confirmation. Yeah, man, got to keep it going. There's only one way. Keep studying, always. I'm always studying. I hope you guys are too. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to start wrapping on up. I did see that wall try to come in there at $2, and it set up the wall at CLVS, and then it pulled back right back here towards the 90s. Look to see if that wall gets filled again up there towards 2, and then I would look for maybe a scalp above that. I'm going to get on out of here today. I hope you guys had a great day. Like always, do me the favor, hit the subscribe and the bell so you guys can be notified the moment we go live. And let's keep it going. Before we get on out of here, like always, hit up that like. Let's keep going, guys. Sometimes we're going to have to break open the piggy bank and get that money. Some days it's going to be a little bit tougher than others. You know, we're going to see the squeezing on out there right now today. Looks like we are seeing some squeezing action. So let's keep battling here. I don't want you guys getting sleepy on me. So let me know, guys, if you guys end up like this guy in the chair and you're trading, because I want to keep this show going. So hit the comments down below. Let me know what you guys are looking at, and I'll keep going by bringing in the diamonds, baby. The diamonds. Let's keep going, guys. Smash it on up. I'll see you guys next time. We'll see if, of course, is X going to give it to you? X gonna give it to you. This is our song. This is our chant. We'll see what's going out there. And like always, guys, keep getting that money and keep working towards bettering yourself as a trader. I'll see you guys next time. And don't miss later today after Benzinga Live, we'll have stock market movers. I got 2 experts like always. We'll touch all the headlines in the market. Catch up on your intraday with stock market movers, 1 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. I'll be there. Question is, will you?